Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Club for episode 120 of On the Backs of Gods. I'm your DM, Jillian, and we have our players today, same as always. We have Kyle, Matt, Katie, Josh, and Greg. I think we're all real excited to jump back into things and get onto the fun and no danger, just fun. Last session. Last session, all of you were in a grueling combat against Sunny and Ing, who were working for Bosch, also known as the Guard, the leader of this group of cultists that uses corruption to create horrific monsters and seems intent to end humanity. That is no longer necessary because that is the will of nature. Um, Sunny and Ing have fled the combat. Sunny, looking worse for wear, left scarred across the face after Nyx is able to get a hit on her before she can fully flee. And for a moment in this tree portal, as they are fleeing, you can see the silhouette of Bosch, who uses some sort of energy, some sort of power, and all of the necklaces that the past and not past cultists were wearing lean forward and are pulled central, and from some people's perspectives, explode and kill the people they are wearing before dragging them into the corpse pile that you then had to fight. A very fast being, a body of bodies is what I've been calling it. And this thing did its best to hold itself together. It seemed to struggle to do so, and eventually you were able to take it down with no casualties, just like the idea of casualties. Um, you burn bodies, you loot tents, you talk to a tree and give it a lower back tattoo, uh, and realize that, yes, the scene is strange and we know what we saw, but what can we do about it? Just the situation and realizing that you had thoroughly been set up, that this was indeed a trap, as these barrels that, of course, would draw your attention have nothing in them. These lower level grunts that were just sitting there for who knows how long. That people were ready to come in through a tree and start kicking ass, taking names, and then leave. It's difficult, but you came out on the other side of it. And you continue northwards, where you talk about Calendula's tonic and tincture, which is something brought up by Sunny in regards to Bosch looking a little bit less, a little bit more, I should say, worse for wear, seeming to be a shop that Nyx and Keld have been to, and the closest one is in Jarlsbecker. Um, there are conversations had, one between Fen and Roshan about what to do if perchance the situation with the shadow became dire, and that there is only one way that all of you can probably think of to get rid of the shadow, and that would be Roshan. Uh, the tether, the piece that keeps it here. Uh, at least from what you have acquired and assumed over time. Uh, but you make your way northwards until you arrive in Garderholm, a place you'd been to before, one of the first places in the east. Last time you were here, a little worse for wear. A couple buildings had been destroyed. In retrospect, not so bad compared to some other places. Now that you've gotten to see the expanse of the east. But you arrive at night and plan to do some checking in, possibly in the morning, if so inclined. And as you arrive at Rhodes Respite, the inn all of you have been to once before, it is a loud, sort of raucous night, and people are gaming and drinking and singing. And there is a group of people that stand out from the average farmer and merchant and casual person who maybe just works in like delivery around town or has a bunch of cows, just an energy that varies from the norm, which is this group of people with armor and weapons and an energy about them that varies. And one of them, um, red hair, uh, gold-studded morning star at the side, and you later find out scars across the hands of varying sizes and depths. Um, Nyx goes and approaches this man with a drink in hand, telling him that he should go all in, and the man brings the energy, the sound, the place to a halt as he stands a bit of a towering height, at least over Nyx. Um, having bowing up on her and basically saying that she should not have come here, and then immediately dropping that and laughing, excited to see her and Keld, and inviting them over. Names are exchanged, whether you wanted to or not, and currently a high stakes game of dice may be about to occur, as Fen has, at this moment, kind of excused himself to go get drinks for the group. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna go over here. Um, Before we jump into anything, before I just start, I was about to say throwing hands. We're not throwing hands. Before we start rolling dice, is there anything anybody wanted to do in this sort of transitional moment of people kind of moving into Russ and his companion's space? Is there anything with that? Nyx and Keld are already there, but the rest of you are kind of in a floating situation currently. Is there anything you wanted to do?
Nana will kind of plop herself down near Nyx and Keld and kind of lean in like, so what's the deal here? You are all friends, right? I'm getting some mixed signals.
I think so.
Okay, all right, that's good. That's good. It's a good
I
place to
didn't
start.
actually fight. You just wanted to fight.
Aha. Of course, of course, of course. All
He is
right. Well,
directly across from you and is pretending not to be part of this conversation,
right.
but is
No, that's totally
literally
fair.
literally could reach out and like boop any of you on the nose. Like you were very close to him. But that's as much as Nana can get in this like transitional moment.
Okay.
Fen, you're currently walking to get drinks, but you're welcome to do more if you would like to. And Roshan, whatever you want to do.
Roshan's going to find someone who's picked back up chatting at the bar, buy them a drink, and then ask them about this group.
Okay. So currently,
Hmm.
Nana is the only OG member of the team that has
Yep.
stayed in this space. Um,
I got this.
what's the passive perception of the people at the table? Keld,
C'est moi.
don't tell me. Yours is a 10. Don't talk to me about your
19.
passive perception.
I have a
Passive
19.
Are you
Mine
sure
would
you
be
don't want to know
16.
about it?
What was yours, Nana, real quick?
16.
Okay. Keld, what's your passive perception?
Yeah.
Oh, baby!
I thought you called it his peasant perception.
He doesn't even notice as I've
What's your
started his.
plebeian perception? 10? Yeah. Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Focused on
Okay.
whatever is right here.
Yeah.
Dice.
Nothing to note. Anywho, Roshan, you've currently
Pardon?
made your way over to the bar. What kind of person are you approaching?
Someone who, after the big silence from Russ, was quick to ignore it and keep talking.
I mean, the person who probably did that the most was probably the bartender, if you would like to lean into that. But the
Yeah.
people at the bar probably reacted then second because they were close to the bartender who kind of switched back on.
And Roshan will. He's a bartender when he's not killing bad
I'm
things.
a bartender, you're a bartender.
So he'll gauge the situation and use that to his advantage.
Oh, what would you like to? How do you breach this topic? How do you? What are we gaining here?
I think he just starts off by asking, "What's the deal with the group over there?"
The bartender is a younger man. The only way I can say it, has a solid set of eyebrows, just like a solid set of eyebrows. Looks over at you. Um, No, yeah, they've been in a couple times. Pay well. Don't really cause too much problem.
So not
No
trouble.
complaints.
No complaints. That's good to hear.
Not my trouble.
They causing trouble with others? Or keeping the trouble away?
He kind of like looks past you and at them. I mean, maybe I'm just assuming. But all of you together, now it's just a bigger group of trouble, but not for me.
Absolutely. And Roshan will get out a gold piece and toss it his way.
Happily takes it. Doesn't seem to know too much, but doesn't seem concerned for their business or their safety at this time. All right, and Fen is currently gathering 10 drinks for everyone. Just sticking to that.
Oh yeah, Finn will
Okay.
grab the drinks, pay whatever he's got to pay, and then go take them to the. Well, he'll slide Roshan's down to him, and then he'll take them to the table and distribute them.
Okay. Fen is currently on his way back. The rest of you at the table. Roshan currently mingling with the bartender. Russ sort of kind of looking around, and you can see, hey, let the man roll. You can see he is everyone except Keld. You, you can see that he is sort of like checking in visually with each of the people at his table, kind of excluding you guys. Like, it looks like he's like waiting for something, but like you don't really notice too much change on their faces or like some sort of secret code happening. Like, one of them just kind of like, Gleb just kind of like, just like gives a thumbs up and then his head slowly tilts and then starts to lean on it. But that's the only one that you like notice to be very visual is Gleb, who already seems shit-faced, and I will say this group looks already pretty intoxicated just as a team.
They're having a good time.
Mm.
All right, Miss Moneybags. I know last time you're pretty good at Owen's Ruin. We were just playing a game of Grow an Omen. You played?
No? What's this one? I'm sure I could win.
Well, hi, my name's Jillian. I'm going to explain Grow an Omen.
Grow an omen.
I'm not doing it in his voice because I just want to
That's fair.
talk rules.
Please do.
Grow an Omen. Everybody puts money in at the top. And then you roll a d8. In the end of this, your goal is to try and have the highest number, a cumulative of all of your dice. So you take your d8, you roll it in secret. Then you may, raise the bet if you see fit. And then it does not continue until people either fold or match the bet. If it do increase, then you roll a d6. The same thing occurs. You may fold, call, bet. And then you roll a d4. And after the d4 is when you add everything together, and the highest score wins. If that's something you're interested in, it's a way to get more money on the table.
We'll look over at Keld. You want to try it?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Why not?
Is there a round of raises after the D4?
No.
Okay.
After the d4, it's over. It's add them all together.
Great.
All right. Who's in? Hands up.
Come on, Anna.
Why not? Why not?
You're already here.
That's the spirit.
I am. I haven't got that kind of coin to throw around, but I'm here.
Are you sitting next to me? Then you got money. You're fine.
All right then.
You're
If you
good.
say so. Okay. All right. All right.
She is Miss Moneybags.
So it seems.
It's not my fault. I wasn't. This is new.
It
And
happens
Gleb.
sometimes.
You see that Randall, this halfling man, he kind of a kind of permanent smile on the face that you think it probably is less lopsided when sober, but handsome man who solidly comes up to about, you know, your waist, maybe, but has this dark hair back in a ponytail, currently drinking and like starting to shuffle through a bag of money. All right, first bet, and you can see Randall and Gleb and Russ are the only ones from this group joining in. You can see Brynja seems to sort of like lean back in her seat, taking in the space, and you can see Dagfin, the orcish lineage of some sort. Sort of kind of gets comfortable, that isn't really like looking up, making a lot of eye contact, but is continuing to drink and laughs at jokes and seems like involved. All right, tell me if I'm, if I'm going overboard or maybe not overboard enough. 10 gold to start.
That makes life really easy for me. All I've got is the platinum.
Golly. I think 10 gold works for me.
All right. 10 gold.
Fen would like to. Fen is observing, and he wants
Uh-huh.
to watch the drunk guy for signs of dishonesty. The
Okay, so
particularly drunk one.
You're
Like
watching
as you're bringing
Gleb.
back all the beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Fen is.
Yeah.
You're currently here, Fen. You're in it.
All right,
Drinks are
okay.
passed out. Your eyes are on
Okay.
Gleb.
All right.
Make sure he doesn't cheat,
Yeah.
That is exactly what Fen is looking for. Is to make sure that there's no shady business from the drunk guy.
All right, you're watching him. Go ahead and just give me a perception check, and then we'll hold on to that number, if needed.
It was a nat 20, so that is
There you
a
go.
30 overall.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
All right.
Oh.
Nothing's getting by you.
Oh.
Nothing.
Eagle Eye's got nothing.
All right,
No offense, Nick.
let's go. D8s. Keep them
All right.
hidden.
Easy enough.
Eyes shift around the table. Okay. I'll raise. And he puts another 10 gold on the table, and Randall and Gleb do the same.
Huh.
It's pretty
You either have to
low.
match or fold, or raise. You could make it higher if you are so inclined.
We're matching.
I'll just. I don't want to make you, run out too fast.
Very considerate. Very
match.
considerate. All right. Currently, everybody has 20 gold in the pot each.
Nothing.
All right. D6. Russ sort of narrows his eyes. 20. 20 more gold. And sets it down.
Let's stare him down. See if, she believes it.
Are you seeing if he is bluffing?
Yeah. Just stare
I'd
him
also
down.
like to. I'd like to vibe check.
Everyone just stares really hard at Russ for a moment.
Vibe check.
Vibe checking him,
Vibe check.
Oh, nice.
When you got a +9 to insight,
Mm-hmm.
you get a 10 on the die and it becomes so good.
What do we got?
19.
21.
Are we inciting?
Yes.
Yeah, vibe check is insight.
Net one.
Oh, buddy.
Kel is-
Keld is
Keld-
just here for the dice.
Yes.
He's
The
just
thing
like,
is, Keld is here for the community.
yeah, that's
He
fair.
has currently been invited to a table of jovial
Aw.
people, and that is beautiful. And is happy to be part of it and wants to win, so he's focused.
That's very,
Very
cute.
focused right now.
I love that. I love that.
Russ is giving an air of confidence.
Mm.
He is emitting confidence.
That's fine. I'll still put down 20 more.
I'll match.
Okay.
We're matching.
Yeah, all right, the other two are still in.
Mm.
Gleb just is like slowly putting in money, and you can see occasionally Brynja leans over and pushes more of his money in because he seems to be struggling to count it.
Aw, buddy.
That's currently what you've seen so far, Fen, is like he'll put an amount, but it doesn't seem like to you to be like on purpose, and then somebody will push in the rest of his money.
Fen is just suspicious in a game of secrecy what somebody with a lazy eye could potentially do.
Just this eye goes this way, and he's like, "I've got you. Yeah, you guys are done for." All right, let's wrap her up. D4. Okay. Everyone, tabulate your scores, and we'll talk in a moment. By this time, Roshan, you have finished your side conversation. If you wanted to come back over.
Yeah, I think he'll come back over and quietly watch on.
Randall sort of kind of a smug look on his face, and then the second everybody's done counting, he drops it immediately. He's like, 12. That's all I got. And Gleb's like, and Brynja leans over. 14. He has 14.
Aw, buddy.
Nana, what do you got?
7.
That is really bad.
It is! That is my luck.
You may have considered folding at some point in there, but I love the need to stay in it. I appreciate it.
I commit to my decisions. What can I say?
Love that in a person. Keld, what do we got? What do we got, big boy?
I forgot the name, but 13. I've already been beat.
And Russ turns to Nyx. Well, what have you got?
Tied for top at 14.
Ooh.
Wow.
Damn.
How does one resolve
Sorry
a
to
tie?
Well, if you need to resolve a tie, I have 16. So, not too much worry, I think. And he smiles, just this big smile. Oh, finally, getting all my fucking money back together. Everybody
First time for everything.
take 40 gold out of your
Yeah,
out
yeah,
of your
I had
inventories.
my 4 whole platinum to him.
Well,
I will be sitting out further rounds of actual play, but I will be observing. I'm fascinated.
I still have.
I would
Nana,
say
I
give
still
me
have
your luck,
more.
but
You can play another.
240 gold. That what it is?
Well, do you
Yeah.
feel as though perhaps this might be a puzzle box? No.
What about a puzzle
Definitely not.
box?
I don't know.
She's asking me questions. You're fine.
Okay, if you're sure.
Listen,
Nana kind of like sits back, takes a drink of her tankard, and just kind of looks on.
anyone else is welcome to buy in if you're so inclined. And looks over to Fen and Roshan. You didn't pick up anything weird from Gleb. Fen, he just seems completely shit-faced and just wanted to play and is sticking to the rules.
No, thank you. I appreciate the invitation. Doesn't seem to be any skill component to this game at all.
Oh, the skill's all in the face. You
Yeah.
can't let people know if it's good or bad. It's a skill of the subtle.
More a social game than a.
Come on, Fed. I'm gonna hand him 10 platinum. Play around with me.
Play with
It's really
me.
not my. It's really not my style. I appreciate it, Nix.
Fine. I'll take it back and put it from you. These are what I'm using this time.
And
Honestly.
Russ kind of looks over to Roshan. It's available, as you can see. Gleb can't, and Gleb is like fully started leaning forward, and it's just
Oh,
like
buddy.
forehead at the edge of the table, unable to like
Good
Good
night.
night, Glenn.
be part of this.
Why not, Roshan? One
I'm
round, can't it?
Just one.
I'm not a gambler. I'll happily watch though.
I'm not either. You know that, but
Yeah, we all saw that.
It's fine. We got this, Kel. Come on.
Your friends are a little bit of a buzzkill.
Just gonna smack down 3 of the platinum. We're starting at 30.
30.
Ooh!
Right. Gleb is no longer in. Randall hesitates. Let's
Ah!
see. He'll stay in for one more.
Ooh.
All right.
30. He's like,
Ooh.
oh, I already feel like I've been fucked. It just kind of like rubs his eyes. And just for narrative purposes, there were probably a couple games and conversation and drink as time begins to move along. People are getting shittier and shittier.
Yup.
And I'd
Oh,
love
yeah.
to know who's having more than 2 drinks tonight. Just hands up if you are.
100%.
Drinks.
No drinks for Roshan?
No
Just
drinks for
alright.
Roshan.
Mary.
What?
All right. Everybody
wow.
in Russ's
Good for
group-
him, honestly. He's
will
sticking
be
to a
drinking?
sobriety program.
Yeah, that's what it is. I would love everybody who is drinking to roll Constitution saving throws, please.
Yes, indeed. That's a good thing that I'm good at doing. Especially when I roll so well.
I don't want to roll well on that.
I mean, if you you can drink to excess where it won't matter, if that's your goal.
Eventually, you know. Right now, we're
you'll-
at 21.
Yeah.
25.
We're doing good.
18.
4!
Hey, Nana, I'd love if at some point you could consider doing something out of character or something a little wild. It's up to you, and you can ponder
Okay.
it, and we'll see what happens.
Alrighty.
So that's
Currently,
probably
Nana's
explains Fenn's high roll as he sees Nana starting to get into her cups and is dialing back himself.
slowing down to kind of balance it out.
Yeah, just in case.
Just bring me more. This isn't enough.
Jesus.
Russ and his group are boisterous, and they seem to be having a good time and are loud and occasionally will yell stuff out to other people around the bar to get replies and responses, and there's just a give and take of energy. And they all seem to also like to be involved with song anytime somebody starts singing, even when they're thinking and counting, it's but they all seem just fully just tuned in to the space, just comfortable in this atmosphere, happy in this atmosphere. You all put 30 gold on the table. Russ begins to sweat. Not Russ, Randall. Russ is fine. Russ feels nothing. He's
Russ
good.
feels nothing.
Russ just won over 200 gold. He's not worried. All right. D8.
And kids, if you want to play along at home, tabulate your scores now.
That's this number.
Win a prize.
They both roll and then look up at you guys. So, what are you raising it to, Moneybags? I'll let you go first.
Good question. Just kind of reaches her hand in the bag, sees
What
how
do we
many
got
come
here?
out
God.
to 50 apparently.
50 added to the pot.
Yeah, that's only 5 coins in here. That's nothing.
To me, that's only 5 coins.
That's only 5 coins.
Keld, do you put
Jesus.
50 gold on the table?
Holy fuck.
Mm,
Oh boy.
gonna have to fold.
Yeah.
Just
Too rich for
squints
my
at him.
blood.
Randall puts his hands up,
Uh-huh.
and Russ leans in and looks at Nyx. I rolled a 1. I'm not staying in this bitch. Before he steps back.
Woo!
Nyx, out of that, you got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 150? 150 gold?
So that's
Holy
what,
shit.
15?
And the thing is, like, you can put it in as whatever currency you want. It won't affect anything too much. Randall kind of like leans back. I'm good. I am good. Tell me if we're doing something with less money involved. I'm gonna do a walk around.
You know what's
and
really
you watch
funny?
as he slicks his hair and starts walking.
She's gonna lean forward, rest. You know what's really funny? I only rolled a 2.
Oh! Oh!
His smile maintains.
Oh!
Well, here's hoping to your good luck.
Oh!
I got another in me. Let's do it.
Almost obscene.
He puts 100 gold down.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right.
Kick
Russ
his ass,
and-
Nyx!
And Nyx both put down 100 gold. I'm assuming everybody else has tapped out of this round.
Oh, 100%. Nana's not in this. She's just
Nana's,
drinking and watching.
Kelsey, I'm
pushing for
very
5
curious.
coin back. All of you watch this high stakes situation for fun or glory, unclear.
Or both.
Yes.
All right, D8. Well, I set the bar, so what do you want to do?
So we have to go up by 100 at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I understand games like this.
Honestly, you could put down 1, but I'll think less of you. You put down whatever you want.
You know? It's only 10 coins. How much does Russ have? That's the question. She'll put down,
question.
what, 150? Yeah, 150.
Holy shit.
150.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He starts reaching into a secondary set of his bags and begins to pull out some platinum.
Oh my god.
He will also set down 150
Wow,
gold.
you've been working.
Well, I work hard,
Mm.
and I had to work a bit harder because I was lacking of recent. Because
Ooh.
somebody, just very good. A few people, I'll say, at this table were inclined to think that you had to have been cheating, but I think it's just that you may be the luckiest person on the continent.
I haven't
That's
had
probably
cheat.
true.
Neither do
You're
I.
you're just real bad this time.
You know?
Does
Starting
he
to feel
look
that way.
irritated?
You're welcome to roll insight.
Nyx thinks he is. She thinks he's real
Nick's
mad.
like, I'm not rolling. I think this guy's pissed.
It's a 13 to insight. What does a 13 get me?
13 gets you. You look at this guy, just the wide smile on his face. He's not mad at all. You are picking up on no anger in this situation.
All right.
Is
let it be
Fen
then.
nearby? Fen, don't worry. I know he wants to fight me. I'm prepared for it, okay?
As he stares at Nyx from across the table, smiling.
Fenn's gonna. What Fenn is gonna do is he's gonna take the immovable rod casually out of his pocket, set it on the table, and just activate it. So if anybody tries to flip the table, or if anybody tries to like flip the table to get out from around the table, it won't go.
Their
like,
arms
just casually,
snap
just
out of
setting
the sockets. They all watch you casually put like a large bar on the table. But
Well, I mean, how big is the bar? Like, I imagine
the
it's
bar's-
not like.
It's I think it's like a solid like this.
Is
It would
Okay,
be
well, then
visible
I'll
to
make-
put it on the table. It'd be visible.
Okay, I'll lean it against the table then, just so it can't
Okay.
be the table can't be flipped into our laps. If that's not even saying anybody would do that.
Hey,
Just
do
Fenn's been in
that.
some bars and seen some
Sure.
shit go down.
You know.
All right.
you might have it on the wrong
D6.
side of the table, but whatever.
Yeah. D6.
Mhm.
This is a lot of money. Are you sure you want to stay in? Because I'm putting down another 100. It puts.
Only
100
100. Okay,
Oh wow.
definitely
Oh.
then.
Then raise it up. Go higher. What do you want to put down?
It's only us.
I'll match. It's only us. What do you want?
Oh my god.
Kelda's convinced Nyx is just being reckless for the sake
Two.
of being
Another
reckless.
150.
Oh
Okay,
shit.
150. So it's been 100, 150, and 150 has currently been
Yep.
where we are. All right. D4. All right. This is what I'd like to do if you are capable of doing this, Katie. I would love you to write down your number,
Okay.
and we will turn it to face the camera at the same time.
Oh, no. Okay, let me get a piece of paper.
Oh boy.
Tell me when you're ready. As they just stare each other down from across the table. A large pot of money in front of them.
Okay,
a pot of
hopefully this
800
is
gold pieces.
legible. This is an orange pen, so that's all I have.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You ready? On the count of 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Ooh.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Russ leans back in his seat,
This table.
slams his hand down on the table,
Uh-huh.
and just starts laughing. Throws his head back, like wheezing laughter, like keeping difficult to catch his breath laughter. Like wipe tears away from the face laughter as he like leans forward and just pushes that pile of coin into your direction, Nyx.
I'm gonna just pull
Holy
it into this
shit.
bag.
Yes, Nana?
So I wanted for Nana to try and insight this whole reaction, like the big laugh. I feel like it's the biggest thing that has happened out of everything that's happened so far, and she's so deep in her cups. It takes the volume to really kind of like catch her attention.
Sure. Roll insight.
I'm guessing disadvantage if she's.
He is also intoxicated, so
He is also intoxicated, so maybe. All right.
pretty much everybody at this table besides Roshan is at least a little bit intoxicated.
Oh, yeah.
Makes
We're on
sense to
drink number
me.
at least 4 or 5 here.
Oh,
No.
for sure, at
Like,
least.
It's really bad.
All right, I'm not mad about that. It's a 22.
It's definitely an interesting reaction. It's like when somebody's like, "Oh, fuck me," like when when they lose or fail, or when somebody falls and then has to like laugh about it because it's kind of funny, and also like what else am I gonna do, weep?
Yeah.
But
No.
he truly to you seems entertained by this. He is having a good time. It is paired with losing a shit ton of money. He is having a great time.
I think at the end, he didn't want to do it while there was money on the table. Roshan will message Nyx and just whisper into his hands, and it secretly goes to her ears and say, he's flirting with you, right?
Just her head whips around. Like, who the hell is in my head?
It sounds like Roshan's voice.
She tries to find him.
He's not too far away.
He's like, a couple people back.
Just looking for him. Just says very, just normal volume. I don't know what you're talking about. He's mad. Did you see how mad he is?
Do you hear him laughing? I have never heard a mad person laugh like that in my life.
Mad laugh.
As you can see, I'm incredibly furious.
What is a mad
I
man?
told you.
Curses,
If you say
you've
so
ruined me.
Uh-huh.
I think Roshan would get up and just go speak to him in his ear and say, if you want this, you're gonna have to be extra explicit. And then just walk and get another drink.
Just, Kel, there's a potion in my bag that'll make me strong. I can fight him if I get it.
Oh, are we
I
fighting?
don't think it's come to that yet.
Mm-mm.
If the
trying
drags
to
haven't
find
come
out.
to
There's
that?
a lot of
Definitely
it.
not.
Drag
No,
the
no,
bag
no, no.
No,
It's
no,
not it, no.
it's in
It's
there.
not gotten to that point yet.
I'll hold on.
You trust Kel, right? You trust your brother.
I mean, I won't drink anything. Just tell me if we're fighting.
Yeah, no.
If you need the giant strength, I'll give it to you.
I'm not sure there's anything any of us need to fight about.
I don't think so either.
We're-
I think we're
we're-
okay.
Just having a good evening.
Keeps looking.
Right?
Do you not
Right,
see?
Nana?
You don't.
Right, Nyx?
Definitely. We're having
She's
a
trying to get
wonderful
the bag to drink this potion.
Nyx,
That's
it's alright.
all
Have
gets
a
around.
Nana gently kind of like tries to force a beer into her hand instead. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Have another drink.
See if I recognize that's a 1. She'll drink the drink.
It's fine. We'll do a little lower stakes. Calm my angry heart down for a moment. Give me a moment to compose myself.
You can't be this mad if we're traveling together. You can't do that today.
You're right. I
These
am
are
a
my
burden.
friends.
I apologize, friends of Nyx, and my temper
Such a temper.
unwieldy.
Nana is canonically just losing it. She can't hold it together.
The rest
She
of the
can't.
people at the table are also having a great time. They are also laughing and having a good time as more drinks are brought in. Some lower stakes games. It's like, listen, you've almost
Yeah,
cleaned
yeah.
me out. So how about just for fun, until I can get my composure.
Throw a copper here,
a
copper there.
So it's
Yeah,
lower
yeah.
stakes games and conversation as people continue to drink, especially the people in this group. If you are continuing to drink, I need a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage. Nana, you're already done.
Hell yeah.
You're done.
Yeah, bitch.
There we go.
I'm done.
That's an 8.
I'm double extra done on that one.
Got that 8.
Beautiful. I'll have rest roll.
We got that 12.
Okay,
Ooh,
Keld.
bulky
I mean,
boy.
you're drunk. You're getting pretty. You're up there, but
Yeah.
you are in control of yourself, and you're able to pick up on social cues. Nix, I would love if at some point you did something out of character, maybe something reckless or something you wouldn't normally
Oh
do.
god.
Fully up to you what that may be. Russ looks gone. Russ is shit-faced. He's gone. This
Zooted,
dude
man!
is
He's
fucked
zooted!
up. He's like,
Oh,
and so, so what are you doing here again? You were talking about the party, but it doesn't sound like you were invited. Well, you're invited,
I was
but
gonna get in either way.
this is an interesting party to
Of
try to
course
get
you
into.
are.
I have to say that not
I-
your average
Can you
party.
tell us more about this party, actually?
I don't want
This
to
should
talk
be
about.
like
Where's
that.
Roshan? She's gonna get up and go find
I want to know
Roshan.
where we're going.
Yeah, no, I'll talk to you about the party. Let her take a lap. Let her take a lap. He watches her leave.
She just runs into every single person. And she's trying to find him and like
Oh,
looking
no.
at them in their face.
So the party.
Where's the bag of? Where
um,
is Nix's bag of coin at this point? Well, she's stumbling around, drunkenly
On the table?
So it's
bouncing into
just
people.
beautifully wrapped and sitting on the table.
Yeah, it's
Um,
just there.
It is sitting on the table.
we can set it
Everyone-
on Nix's spot on the bench. Just hold on to it.
Right. The party. He looks over to his half-elven companion Brynja, and kind of like looks at her for a long moment, and she's like, he gives kind of like a shrug, and he's like, "Okay, so the party. It's for a bunch of people with either you have to have one of these things. You have to have power, money, or status. Usually all three. It just kind of depends to get invited. And usually to get one of those three things or more of those things, sometimes, yeah, you're a bit shady. A lot of people there are a bit shady. But it's like a short weekend thing, and everyone's in town, and it's like on this big lawn, and there's multiple buildings, and it's beautiful, and the food's great. The food is really great. What was I talking about?
We're talking about parties.
I think,
Party.
Yeah.
I've
the
been
party.
I've been a few times, good handful of times. The party, it's basically an excuse for people to intimidate, seduce, or share. That's what I've always said. It's a chance for somebody to wear the best piece of clothing they have in their closet or made specifically for this event, and then we'll throw in the trash after. The point is to impress, and the thing is, you want to continue growing your status. So sometimes you go and you'll talk to people and you'll make deals, and if your status is affected at this party, it could be good, could be bad. Like if there's a duel, there's duels constantly. Duels all day. By all day, I mean like if there's not one, I'd be like, is everyone okay? But so there's rules for that too. There's a specific area where you duel, and somebody challenges someone, and the person who is challenged can call for a second. And the person who is challenged also sets up the guidelines for the duel, and what is at risk. And unless, the first person comes in like, I want to kill you, and then they'd be like, yeah, sure, okay. And would keep that standard probably so they didn't look bad. And so that person would call on their second. I am my boss's second, so I would go in, I would set the standard, and then I would ruin their
I'm sorry, I
reputation.
was grabbing drinks earlier. Who's your boss?
Looks over at Brynja. Seems to do this when any solid question is asked, and she kind of gives like a little head shake. Sorry, no names. He's what's he involved in? Community services, agriculture. No, not agriculture.
Construction?
Construct. I think to an extent. He's gone. He's a new character.
Bye!
Honestly, I mean, that's why he sent me out here, is because he wanted me to see what was going on with Garterhome, and if they needed assistance in rebuilding, he's into to buildings and maintenance. Maintenance. I think that's a good word. But
We're
I
gonna
don't
need
really
him
like.
to the south.
I don't. See, the thing is, I would have been heading down to Noaten, but I don't have time because I have to go to this party. So that would probably be what I'm doing after, is probably heading southwards. To get eyes on whatever's, whatever's happening. See how bad the damage is, mostly.
Be careful.
Don't you worry about me. There's no words, just a lot of hand gestures to his face. Don't worry about me.
Speaks for itself.
I think so. A lot of people tell me so. But sorry, can't just go name dropping your boss. That sounds a little suspect.
Well, it doesn't sound like it'll be a secret once you're called up to be his champion. Won't everyone know who you represent at that point?
Well, everybody at that party certainly knows who I represent, yes. Because
So I guess it's a matter of time, and then we'll know.
Of course, we'll figure out how the rest of you
Eventually.
are getting into that party. Unclear, but I'm sure we could figure something out.
It'll be fine.
Surely we can find money, status, or. What was the third one?
my sweet
we
baby
could
boy. I don't
coin-
know
we
if that's
could
going to
coin a
happen in the next
favor.
couple of weeks.
We know a prince. We know a prince. Prince Scorpion.
We do know a
I've-
prince, but
You might need to be like the prince's second, or like his first, third, fourth. Listen, if your
honestly,
prince
I'm
friend
not
shows
sure
up,
if he could be.
sure, it work.
Not sure if he could be bothered to attend such an affair. Honestly, he's got lofty goals and missions of his own.
I would think so, being a prince.
It's true.
But I'm sure.
I
Listen,
admit.
I'll do my best. You have. You have it. And
What do we have?
I'm not sure.
I don't know what you have. And he like looks at you. He's guys, this guy rolled a nat 1 on his con save. He's fucked. He's fucked.
Wow.
While you all are talking, I will come back to you guys. Don't worry if you have more you want to talk to him about. But
I know what I
during
have.
this time, I know what I got. During this time, Nyx has made her way over to Roshan.
Immediately just gonna like grab him from behind and hug. Roshan, I finally found you.
Oh my god.
Lenny!
Lenny!
Lenny! Lenny!
I didn't go far. I'm sorry.
Did you
lost me.
Went around
did
the
you
whole
hear the good
block.
news?
Are
I
you getting
got-
a room with Russ?
No. You're gonna go to the party and you're gonna see Eagle in his fancy outfit and it's gonna be beautiful. Did you hear?
I
She's
heard.
just like holding his arms. It's so good.
Roshan has ordered a blue dolphin for her. It's a
Just
super
amazing.
fancy drink here.
It goes with her aesthetic.
1 second. I had a good idea.
What's that?
Okay. I heard there's a tattoo place in town, right? Okay.
I believe so, yes.
Mm-hmm. So we have plenty of time before we leave. And she's gonna try to pull off either his glove or pull up his sleeve. No, you're hiding it. I'm gonna get one that matches, and it's gonna be like a friendship bracelet.
Uh,
Oh my god!
I think Roshan would resist and
Oh my god!
I'll show you another time. I'd be happy to.
I want to roll for this to see if I succeed.
So I need athletics from Nyx, and then athletics or acrobatics from Roshan.
Is he gonna judo flipper?
Yeah, no disadvantage because drunk strength is drunk strength, and we're good.
Yes,
That's
too bad I
strong.
didn't drink that potion.
That is true.
Yeah,
It's too
too
bad.
bad.
I'll be back. Give me a
Gosh,
second.
that's a shame. Yeah, will you just you wait?
Alright, I got a
What do we got,
15.
Evolve?
Roshan rolled a 15.
What?
So
That
he got
is-
a 19.
I got a
Oh.
+0 to this stuff. So.
Hey!
The strongest
Strength.
people in the
Womp
group.
womp.
But it sounds like Roshan is able to get his arm away and then tells you maybe later.
Roshan,
It's
no,
later,
how am I
later.
supposed to plan it? Should I keep showing her arm?
Oh.
I believe that the tattooer won't tattoo you if you're drunk. Anyway.
Well, tomorrow.
Yeah, and we
Before
can-
I won't be drunk tomorrow, but I
we'll
gotta plan it
definitely
now.
plan it for
Right.
tomorrow.
I'll go ask Nana what it is. She'll go back to the table and ask Nana.
Okay,
Lovely.
so meanwhile,
Okay.
back at the table, is there anything else you direct at Russ?
Uh-huh.
Occasionally he like turns and he talks to his companions about just very casual things, but you guys are able to draw his attention back in. And you can see that he's like it seems, I can't say it's a nervous habit, but it might just be like just fiddling, but like he keeps like running fingers over the scars on his hands. Just like kind of a constant just, which he wasn't doing
think
earlier now that his
Kel-
eyes are so glazed over.
I don't know if it would be noticed, but Keld will probably just like be looking at his hand, just curious, but like.
Are you trying
say
to be
anything.
unnoticed?
No,
Okay.
just blatantly staring.
Okay, then the people,
That
it
hand.
kind of like a set of dominoes. Each person on Russ's end of this notices you staring. Kind of just like a set of dominoes. One sees the other, and each one sort of narrows in. And Russ is trying to talk to people and like looks at you. Sweet Count, what are you looking at?
Oh, sorry.
If I have to take the shirt off, I have to take the shirt off, Count, whatever you say.
Woo!
I was just looking at your
It's a
hand.
good thing.
Oh shit! Like, it's like you forgot I was there.
What?
Oh, listen. Hey, when it comes to these,
Hmm.
I only show, I don't tell. And like begins to scan your group, and his eyes stop at Fen. You're the only one who could help me show.
I'm
What?
not sure I follow your meaning, friend.
I mean, you have a bow. I
I,
want you to shoot at me.
I
What?
don't want to shoot.
What happens if he
I don't
hits
want
you?
to shoot a bow at you.
Kind of a bummer.
I-
It seems devastating.
Is that part of the
I
show or the tell?
I thought
It's
we
part
were.
of the
Is that
show.
part
I was
Ooh.
going to do a show.
Well,
He's gonna. Fenn's
I
gonna
mean,
turn
Finn-
to Brynja and be like, "Is he all right? Has he had enough?"
does he know what he's talking about?
Brittany is a little bit like has
We're not
like
going
a
to get him killed, are we?
like a deep flush across like the cheeks and like the tips of the ears. As she has been not keeping pace, but keeping enough of a pace to fit in.
But is she the
kind of
soberest at the
looks
table?
Over. She is probably the soberest at the
That's
table.
why I'm looking at her.
And
Yes.
Dagfin are probably kind of neck and neck for that. But she looks over. I would say that maybe, honestly, he's fine.
But I don't.
Really?
We're not trying to start a fight here. I didn't even mean to bring my weapons. I don't want to loose arrows at anyone, throw hands at anyone.
Well, not inside. Perhaps
Go
outside.
And listen, this is me asking you nicely. I'm not asking you to put like some spit on it. I'm not asking for you to like do a fancy flip trick. I'm just asking you to casually shoot an arrow at me center mass.
Why on
What's the
earth
harm,
would
Fen?
I?
He's asking you
Why
to.
on earth would I do
It's-
that?
It's a
Only
thing
way
he
I
can do
can
with his
I
hands.
have
It's
to do the thing with my head. She gets it. Kel, you get
Give it a try.
Don't
Give
you?
it a try. Give it a
Nix,
try.
you
Come on,
get
Fen.
it.
Come on,
And
Fen,
looks at Nix as she
please.
approaches.
What are we
Please.
doing?
I'm just trying to get your friend to shoot an arrow at me so I can show him the cool shit I can do.
Fen, we
the
have to.
hands,
Let's go. Try to drag Fen outside.
Oh,
Gods
Oh!
be good. What?
Here
What
we
do
go.
we do?
Alright,
Roshan,
come on,
Roshan.
Alright,
Fen.
I gotta grab my money
You can
first.
fix me if it. You can fix me if I start, like dying or something. And he gets
your
up.
kill will get you just fine.
Of course, I believe in good side. And sort of like slaps his cheeks a few times as he begins to like get up and walk. The only person from his table who follows is Brynja. And then Randall sort of stops halfway. So they kind of have like a line back to their table where Gleb is still and has been. Listen, I'm not trying to pressure you into anything, but this would be so cool. Like when you can't describe it, you got to just do it. And I'm not asking for like full force, like murder me energy. I'm just like just a little volley,
And
just a little.
We'll
like
still be
target
friends afterwards.
You and I will be the best of friends, and I can promise you that, Fen.
Roshan, can you
You
can
can't
you
ask for better
can you
odds.
give this man a bit of inspiration? Just so he's sure to pull off what he wants to pull off.
Inspire me. Sing me a song.
Sing a song, Rashad! Come on! Sing a song!
Russ, Bobus, banana, fana, fofus.
I think that calls for
Really
actual
good.
inspiration.
Are you giving him a bardic inspiration?
Yeah, I got plenty.
Okay.
Why not?
Okay, 1 second, 1 second.
Just in case he's more intoxicated than he thinks.
Okay, what I'm asking for here, because I know archers can put like 6 spins on stuff and just can ruin your fucking day. I'm asking,
Oh, yeah.
well, it's almost like I'm asking you to throw me a ball, but it is an arrow that you have, pulled back and you are launching at my body, right? Just back up to a comfortable distance,
Well, you tell me what a comfortable
and
distance
either I show
is.
you something cool. Okay, you stand right there, I'll start walking.
Yeah, there we go.
He goes back maybe like a solid 60 feet. He does not go incredibly far.
I want to
Okay,
say,
just-
Nana's full on leaning on Nyx, watching all this
Yep.
transpire. She's just having
Just-
a great time.
Once again, I could probably, but listen, I understand that I'm a little, under the table. But just nothing special, just like you're trying to give me the arrow.
Give him
Just-
the arrow.
Give me the
Give him the
arrow.
arrow.
The
Just
gentlest of
fast.
the gentlest of twigs.
Just
You
give
can do
me
it,
the arrow
Fred.
at the speed it comes out of a bow. Just give me an arrow.
You can do it, Fen.
And you watch, like, he kind of, like, wobbles in place and then, like, straightens up again.
I'm gonna
Focus
give
up.
one last look over to Brynja for approval. Like,
It's like, this is really fine.
is he sure?
Yeah, give him... He's positive, and, if not, we'll pick him up.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Well, we can't pick him up, but hopefully you all can.
Oh, yeah,
We
we'll
can
be fine.
God.
We
try
got
to
this.
avoid the incident if
Oh,
possible.
yeah.
Fine, Fen, just do it. Just
He's
do it.
literally
Fen's gonna-
asking
Want to
for it,
just-
Fen.
If you want to go a little soft on it, you're welcome to. Just get it to him.
Dun, dun.
As soft as
Alright.
you could with an arrow, and she sort of laughs.
Yeah. Fenn's gonna do a half draw. Obviously, no sharpshooter on this.
I put sharpshooter,
I light it on fire.
red ambusher, 3 shots.
Hunter's mark.
Oh, God.
With, and he's down. Okay, and if you're and
It's
you
an accident.
and you can like lower your damage if you think in your mind this would be less damage what I am trying
Yeah,
to
half draw,
accomplish. You're
like-
welcome to
Like, yeah.
half draw. Okay. It's still an arrow speeding at this man. but,
Absolutely.
you
How
know.
well
Not
illuminated is
putting a
this
whole
outside?
longbow's worth of.
it seems everybody can see. Okay, there's a set of like lanterns, and everybody can see each other. And he sort of just sets
Everybody's
up.
like,
All right, give it to me tender.
All right. On 3. You count.
All right, all right, and you can do half damage if you're so inclined. But 1, 2, 3.
That is a natural 20. So
You're
20.
welcome to make it a not
So-
natural 20.
It's okay.
You're
okay.
welcome
Yeah.
to make. You are controlling this bow.
Okay.
You are fully controlling this bow.
Yeah.
you are the
That's-
master of this.
It's a 20 on the die to hit, but I got a plus 11 to hit anyway. Just like make the arrow go true, and I wanted to do as little damage as possible, like whatever that would be.
So go
I
ahead
wanted
and
to
just
shoot
roll
straight.
your damage. You're doing the minimal damage
roll
you
the
can
damage.
do. So
Minimal.
1
Okay.
plus what?
Yep.
What is your
one
your
plus-
modifier? So
Plu-
1 plus.
1 plus 5.
Okay. So the thing is, if
All
this
right,
this man's
6.
gonna get hit center mass with this arrow, where he asked, the arrow. And you're just like, I'm not. This isn't this. This can still kill a normal ass man. This is center mass, and this arrow flies through the air, pretty much full speed for an enemy 60 feet away, and just heads towards him central. And there's still just like just this look on his face, just smug.
He's got bardic inspiration.
What he's doing?
And he catches that bitch, spins and throws it back at Fen, and it lands at Fen's feet.
Holy shit!
Ah, thank you, best friend. Appreciated. And you can see just like a thin line of blood on his palm. Appreciated. Thank you. And he starts like bowing like a little bit.
got
God,
a
it's
lot
just
of
like
swords.
applauding.
Fed's gonna take the arrow back over to him and hand it to him, and like clap him on the shoulder and give a cure wounds to him. Like,
He laughs. Appreciate it. You and I, thick as thieves.
that was impressive. You'll have to explain to me how you did that, because I cannot fathom. And he'll get 4 hit points back.
Okay.
Hopefully
and
he
you
feels
see
a
that
little better in
little
the
solid.
morning.
That little line clears up. Whew, feeling pretty good. Nix, you want to shoot something at me? We're already on the dueling field. And he just kind of like does like a little bit of a dance.
She's like sitting on the ground, not even moving anymore.
No.
All right, let's go back inside.
Oh,
My nips are about to freeze
It's-
off.
it's
He did not
cold.
put like a jacket
Yeah.
on. He just came back
Jesus.
like in his undershirt.
Yeah.
I'm about to lose both my nips.
Don't
He
lose
smiles
those.
at Fen,
They're very important.
and like a genuine smile to you, Fen, and then like
That's
walks in.
Fen made a friend.
Wow.
Fen made a friend.
Anna screaming outside because I can only assume that at this level of intoxication it's true and valid and
Yeah.
canon.
Oh yeah.
And the rest
Not
of
as
you
so
begin to
happy.
make your way inside, and there is drink and laughter, and this man caught an arrow coming at him and threw it, and people are laughing and having a good time, and somebody starts up a song at the bar, and you see Russ perk up. Russ perks up and looks over at the bar and begins to like hit his fist on the table and begins to sing along, followed by the rest of his group who join in and begin to hit their fists. And it's just like a raunchy bar song. It's like, and just
Yeah.
with each hit they get louder and louder.
I imagine.
And then the ladies lift up their skirts, and it's like it's
It's that kind of.
I imagine
go
as
ahead,
we've
Fen.
gone back inside and Fen has felt more comfortable around these people, he has sat back down at the table, but he has brought Jenny out and set her on the table and started feeding her, and now she's just bouncing up and down with the with the
Yeah,
pounds
just
of the
my
table.
God.
bouncing with each
Just
hit.
a little flutter every time.
And each time she bounces with the beat as she is thrown about. There's one beat after they lift up their dresses and say, as Russ pulls himself up onto the table and Jenny just bounces on the side like she's fine. And everybody joins in just a loud, long oh. And Russ, standing on the table, intoxicated, leans his head back and howls to the fucking sky. And as you all join in song, that is where we are going to take our break.
Yeah! Good
Thank you all for
times.
watching. We appreciate it. We're just here to have a good time at the bar. So we're going to take a 10-minute break. Go get a snack and a drink, drink of choice, up to you. And we will see you guys in 10 minutes. See you then.
Thank you, Ten.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Culture episode 120 of On the Backs of Gods. I'm your DM, Jillian. We just took ourselves a little break. The party has been partying. They have currently met up with Russ, an acquaintance of Nyx and Keld, who seems to be interested in fun and gambling and drink and catching arrows out of midair and throwing them back to the person who shot it as a fun party trick to show off to his new friends.
Like a sane
The party
person.
has gone back inside. Normal, very normal people behavior. And is currently up on the table, basically howling at the sky during this song. And then you watch as he jumps off the table, grabs Dagfin, the man of some orcish descent, and like pulls him in and like kisses him hard on the temple.
Woo!
As he's singing, and then makes his way to the center of the space and is just going to start dancing and having a good time and like building up energy. And the rest of the people from his group join in and run over.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They dance.
It is loud. You guys are welcome to join in. Is there anything you guys wanted to do besides have a good time? Is there anything else?
Killed wants to just sort of check in on whoever he can see of our group.
I'm sure you can get eyes on most of the people.
I feel like Nana is talking Nyx's ear off about, like, it's a very long tangent. Something about plants. It's been going for a while.
As you're talking, Russ, who is currently just like, I don't know if I can call it dancing, but it's the best I got for words. Kind of shouts over, Nyx, get in here!
We have to go dance. Come on. We have to
We're
go.
done. We're okay. Well, I haven't been dancing since the temple with. Wait, was it after the temple?
It's gonna
And you
be
are
now.
pulled in
That's
to
fine
just,
though. Yeah,
It's
Nana's
now.
fully pulled in.
um,
It's now.
Killed,
and
what's
it is just seemingly a very fun night. Is there anything else before people find their way somewhere to pass out?
I think Roshan would check in with Keld and just ask, when everyone goes to sleep tonight, would you mind? I know you're. You can neutralize poison, right? I think everyone would appreciate that if you could do that after they're asleep, of course, because it's no fun to have that taken from you.
I only
before
lay
sleep.
on hands when people are normal and good.
Well, we certainly don't want to be drunk one second and then sober the
boo.
next.
It'll be
course.
so
No,
awful.
right?
Don't
Party.
do that.
Boo!
It is
Um,
literally ruining the party, but
Yeah.
It is. But, you know,
But I mean, if there's nothing else, eventually you guys got to start going places. Yes.
yeah, I feel like the only thing is that eventually probably Nana and Nyx wind up like crashed either in a corner or were like eventually herded into a bedroom
I
maybe.
can only assume somebody will come find you.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not making
Yeah.
my
The
way
rest of
real
your
low.
companions are not as turned.
No.
We're gonna
Yeah.
Nah.
We'll see where they put us.
Fen will make sure that we've got 2 rooms and that
Yeah.
Nyx and Nana are in one of them. And last thing before he
Yeah.
puts Nana down to bed, he's gonna reach into the bag, grab some of the salted berries, and go, "Good berry, you'll need them in the morning. Come on."
Oh, fine, okay. Nana kind of like eventually finds the good berries after a few false pats of the hand to either side and manages to juice those suckers up.
All right.
All right. Good night.
Fine. Is there anything else?
No, get some sleep. You need your
Okay.
rest.
Oh, fine. Good night.
Good night.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
All right.
And Fen's gonna go to the gentleman's bedroom.
Once the door is closed, Nana turns over and looks at Nyx. I wanted to talk with you about something.
So immediately go over to the bed. What is it? Like, she's gonna put something in front of the door
Drunk
and make sure no
sleepover
one comes
whispers.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Nobody could get into this room currently.
So,
Hey, who's got my immovable rod?
Oh no.
uh-oh.
Click. They're not getting in here.
Click. Ha! Sucks to be you, boys. So we were talking about plants and things, and you were mentioning about how you got the attunement thing with nature and what have you. And I was wondering about these flowers that I've been seeing kind of popping up a lot. Well, not a lot. See, the first time I saw them, they were coming up from Ave's blood after he got killed, and they just sprung up out of the blood in the snow like fucking daffodils. They were not daffodils. I cannot emphasize this enough. They were not daffodils at all.
But what were they?
I mean, I don't know. See, they were small little white flowers.
Okay, hold
I
on. She's
think.
just gonna pull
And,
out all the seeds that she has and start using druid craft to make
Oh.
things pop and bloom as
Oh.
flowers.
Hell yeah! Nana describes the flowers that she's been, seeing pop up in her nightmares periodically for a while.
Every white flower.
It's like she recognizes the shape of it, and I think she knows it off the cuff pretty well to be able to describe it fairly easily, even with as smashed as she definitely is.
Nyx, go ahead and roll nature for me.
That's a 19.
Okay.
It's very good for
You
her
begin-
because her nature's not good.
Yeah. You begin presenting some flowers, and you guys talk and describe it. And the thing is, it sounds like flowers that you could vaguely guess that it is. The sprouting from the earth as it did is not, doesn't really fit in with any flower that you would think of and know that it is probably, because of the corruption of the situation that these flowers did spring up. And when Nana is describing it and also describes it as the word either like poisonous, she brings up that they're poison. And you're thinking and you're going over plants in your head. And there are similar white flowers. None of them are poison. You can't think of a single one that fits perfectly into these categories. Not a one for you. Nothing that you've seen. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
It's not
but
any
you
of
haven't seen it.
these. None of these white ones are poisonous, Nana.
Oh,
But,
man.
we're going to go to the library. I bet they have books on flowers.
Yeah.
And maybe there's one in there.
Uh-huh.
But also we could go to the place and put blood on the ground and I could see a flower.
I don't know if it...
Do you think it was the place?
I don't know if just any blood works. Is the thing. It's like I've been going back and forth about this in my head for a very long time. I don't know if it's because it was Ave's blood, because he was supposed to have been touched by Gulveg, our goddess,
So
and
fancy
like
blood.
it's fancy blood. It's like god blood or something. And apparently she died in order for it to happen, which I didn't find out about until like 2 weeks ago
I don't
or
know
something.
anyone with
So-
god blood.
No, I think he was the only one that I'm aware of, and he died. And so I'm not sure, because see the only other place I've seen these flowers was in these nightmares that I've been having ever since we met Bosch, and he was killing people in this village. He was just this Nowhereville ranger fuckhead, just killing people because he said it was the right thing to do, because nature demanded that humanity just fuck off because we were a blight or whatever the fuck. And he was going to kill this little girl, and we we stopped him. We stopped him, and Gorbjorn cut off his fucking arm, and we turned him over to, yeah, yeah, and everything was fine. We turned him over to the constabulary, as everything should be done, and then we went on our way, and
That's where the problem was. He had a lot of friends and they got him out.
Yeah, I found that out eventually. Yeah, but I think I think I was warned. I don't
Was
know. I
it
think
an actual,
maybe-
like, your dream told you it, or was it just you were having a dream and it happened to be a coincidence? Are there more dreams where it was a real
I
thing?
don't know. I mean, I don't believe in that kind of thing usually. I don't really believe. Dreams are dreams,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
don't
They just
usually
happen
remember
in,
'em very
your
well.
head when you're sleeping. Yeah, exactly. But this happened right after we got rid of Bosch, and I saw him walking ahead of me with his blood falling from the stub of his arm onto the ground and the flowers coming up out of the blood, and there were ashes falling from the sky, and they were bodies, and they were growing flowers, and I had this worry that maybe I've been reading nature wrong. Maybe I've been a fool my whole life and just trying to protect my family and friends from shadows that don't care if my spear can cut into a body or a tree, or it's shadows. It disappears when you slash into it, and it just I'm worried that the dream might have been given to me on purpose. I've seen other dreams like it since, and I feel like it was telling me from the word go that Bosch was going to be a problem, and I ignored it, and
Nyx is gonna get up in the bed and just hug Nana for a really long time.
I don't think Nana has any more words, and she just hugs Nyx.
It's okay. You didn't know? You didn't know he would be alive and that he would do that? But the good news is that I'm gonna help you find him. And we're gonna kill him together. And either we put him in the dirt or I make him into a zombie and he follows us and he does what we want for the rest of our life. And he can't, and he will.
Can we make him eat shit?
Exactly, every day.
Yes! It'll almost be worth it.
But I'll help you.
Okay.
We'll figure everything out together, and you're not gonna keep it a secret anymore. You're gonna tell me when you have the bad dreams, or I'll know. I'll
Okay.
know.
Yeah, you probably will. I'm really bad at hiding it. Even Finn
The pat her
notices.
head.
I would say this is where it sort of devolves again.
It's just
Yeah.
nonsense.
Just
And
drunk
as
babble.
you both begin to lose consciousness, Nana, your
Yeah.
last coherent thought, but you immediately fall under as you have it, is if you don't know what the flower is, and Nyx doesn't know what the flower is, why did you think it was poisonous? Why did you think that thought if you had nothing to compare it to? Why did you think of home? And it is an immediate like blackout. Like that is the last your
Right.
brain does that evening. Um, for the people downstairs at when the rest go up, it would probably be Roshan and Keld, who were the last two on their way up. Watch Nyx walk all the way up the stairs, just like
Walk.
like in the middle of this crowd, has just like stopped and is staring in her direction, and it's just this wide smile, and you watch it slowly drop. And then he like kind of like turns and goes back into whatever's going on. Is there anything our last remaining people want to do before passing
I
out?
just want to know more about that smile dropping. Is it ominous or is it?
You can roll insight as you stare at him from across the bar, just a triangle of people staring
Do
at
we
each
get
other.
sad boy vibes or danger
Uh,
boy vibes?
Fasted 20.
All right. Well, I made him roll with disadvantage because I know you were keeping it pretty sober tonight. Um, this is his second nat 1 of the night. Uh, rough start for Russ. You watch him and he looks sad. There is a moment of sadness, and also people. I mean, he's completely shit-faced, so it could because he is sad drunk. I don't know, maybe. But there is a moment of watching Nyx, and a sadness or something akin to that creeps in, and he immediately pulls out of that and goes back into the ruckus of the evening.
Nothing else for me then.
Okay. Eventually, everybody in this place starts to find their way where they're going, whether that is at a table or a room or back at their own homes. But everybody begins to make their way. And you have 2 rooms, so Nana and Nyx's room is currently fully unavailable. They have made it so that nobody can get in there.
Everything's against that door.
This is the sleepover room. No boys allowed.
No boys allowed.
Not
Sorry,
about
boys.
Jenny?
Jenny's allowed.
Jenny can
We
come in.
open the window.
Jenny can come in.
Jenny's allowed. Let Jenny in. We'll give her a makeover.
Oh, no.
We'll give her manicure.
Mm-hmm.
Mani petty.
But you all go to your respective rooms, and the night passes, and the night becomes quiet. And you all get a long rest as you wake up the next morning.
Woo!
I would say a solid 2 of you feeling like absolute shit next to or like on a bed that is pushed up against a dresser that is pushed up against a door.
And the bed is probably not super comfortable because Nyx was on it, and that means it has water all over it now.
The
no.
bed, she is damp.
Oh no!
It's a good thing she like was mostly like defrosted throughout before she got there, but she is still just her skin emits just a liquid constantly.
It's bad.
You're very damp.
I know.
I'm sorry about that. Do you need a towel?
No, it doesn't fix it. She's just gonna get off the bed and go
Oh,
sit
no.
against the wall while not moves. Freeze us.
Sorry, it's okay. Oh golly. What happened here? Who put all of this?
Do this.
Nana's just like pulling things aside.
No, it's so
Why?
loud. Can you
Why?
be quieter?
I'm sorry. It's also hurt. I don't want to call anyone for help. It hurts.
I still can't call for help. But you guys,
Just trying to pull things
you all are
away.
welcome to go downstairs and reconvene for some sort of breakfast. And Keld, if you're so inclined, per person, you could throw around 5 lay-on hands to make this stop. But, depends if they need to learn a lesson or not.
Nyx is not moving from the floor unless he comes up there. So,
Oh, I'm gonna check on him.
I think just as Keld comes up to the door, Nana is just barely managing to pull the last piece of furniture out of the way of the door. She's just like,
This one seems oddly easy as Keld is opening the door and pushing it. So you're like, I'm so strong. And then you see Keld.
Oh, I got a lot stronger. Oh, Keld. No, that makes sense. Hi. Oh,
What are you doing?
I don't
Sitting.
know. There was furniture in front of the door. I don't know why. My head hurts.
Oh, that's why I couldn't open it last night.
Uh-huh. I guess. Ah.
I wanted to check on you sooner.
Oh.
How we
Yeah.
feeling?
Could you talk a little softer?
How we feeling?
Not great. Very bad.
Here, come here. Boop the
You
forehead.
give,
Aw.
I believe you need to do 5 points for the removal of poison. I could be mistaken. But you are able to, you have so much lay on hands, I am not worried.
Ooh.
You
Beautiful.
remove the poisons from Nana and Nyx, and you start to feel a good bit better.
Oh. Wow.
There we go.
Oh.
You hear from a
Now
distance,
how we feeling?
I'm fucking dying. This is the end. As Russ begins to make his way out into the hallway.
This is the end.
I have a sneaking suspicion we might be to blame for that.
Nick's just gonna keep sitting there. Not move.
Fenn's gonna poke his head in the door. No,
You
not
know,
good
Nyx-
berries. Do you have good berries? I made you make some last night. Do you have them?
I do.
All right. Fenn's gonna
Oh, I was wondering where.
Fenn's gonna take one and go give it to Russ.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Nana's gonna pop one into Nyx and Keld's hands each in case they need it. They can hang on to it till later.
You're such a
Ryan.
good
I
friend.
want real
Thank you,
breakfast.
Fen.
Salty berries. Yeah, great. You know, Nyx, considering how sweet this Russ fellow seems to be on you, I really feel like
Talking about.
Hey there. Russ
You don't
leans
see
into
it.
the doorframe like he just arrived. Like he just got here.
Just still sitting on the ground, like
Uh-huh.
head in hands.
Yeah.
So, are you all heading out today? I can, hold off for a bit, but I would prefer to start going. Sorry, I almost threw up.
Oh. Well, we're all feeling perhaps a little under the weather still. We'll probably be doing some errands around town and resupplying some things. I don't think we have a solid departure time set in stone. If we can manage to get everything together early enough in the day, today perhaps we can leave, but maybe tomorrow might be best considering everyone's condition.
Right, I just need to, party business.
Of course.
I'm going to eat these people out of house and home, and begins to make his way
Do you
to
even have the
the
money
main
for
thoroughfare.
that? Looking at her bag.
Maybe if somebody would take some pity on me and buy me a measly breakfast.
She'll throw him a platinum. That should be.
You should do it, Nyx.
Catches it.
Throws it back at her.
Woe is me. Just full speed.
Jesus,
Between the eyes.
just like catches it midair, throws it back.
Russ takes that and begins to make his way downstairs. You see that the rest of his group are coming out sporadically to join. What are we doing today?
Nyx is waiting for a moment when Nana and everyone leaves the room except for Keld.
All right, cool.
I'm
cool.
sure that
I'm sure
occurs.
that'll happen at some point.
On the ground.
And it just happens right now.
Ha! Everyone else has
Nice for the
fucked off.
door.
Clean up the
shut.
room a little.
Yeah, she shuts the door and then looks at you.
Still not doing great. So, just kind of pulls it down. It got worse.
Oh.
When?
When we were fighting that monster at the trap. When I got hit.
Yeah.
Just like all of a sudden, there was just a hit of pain there, and so it's not probably gonna stop.
No, but there has to be a way. Guess we definitely need to keep you away from contact with it.
I don't know. It's everywhere. I got that money from Brilla because I was giving her information about Eagle, but she was going to look into that for me, but now I can't because I found out, the group actually is connected to him, so I can't
Oh yeah.
do it that way. I don't know what we're gonna do.
I mean, I feel like the more people we talk to about it, we might be able to get some different insight.
Maybe.
Heck, maybe the party.
And make them all feel, well, Roshan already knows, but make them all feel worse because it's their fault that it's happening by sending this over here. Great plan. Just gonna start crying and sit down.
Gonna let us swaddle.
Okay.
Just cry for a while.
Yeah, you guys spend the time you need to mourn and then compose yourselves if you see fit. Before going back. And currently it is it's vaguely lively downstairs because Russ and his people are there and they're just loud. Like occasion they wince in pain occasionally. Gleb boy, howdy.
Does he have full use of his eye back?
Gleb looks great, and his
Probably got the most rest.
his eye
Good.
is still wandering. That seems to be a natural feature of his.
I see.
It just maybe
All right.
acts up a bit more when intoxicated, but there's still a bit of just a lean of the eye, separate to the other eye. But all of you convene. Breakfast is had. If Keld is willing to throw around more lay on hands, he could also spare the people in Russ's group, including Russ, who occasionally has to stop and take deep breaths to compose himself.
Oh God.
But
To prevent himself from losing what is in his stomach.
but kind of gets himself together, and he's just like, I'd be fine in like an hour. If I thought about it real hard, but I'm not doing that. Thank you. Appreciate it. So, I mean, everyone's sober now. Are we still traveling together? Is that still on the table now that you've had a night to think about it and see what you're taking with you?
I think you've demonstrated yourselves to be good companions. I'd be happy for the company along the road.
Also think I'm a great companion. You're a great companion, and points to Finn.
Yep. Certainly is. Tried and
Sorry
true.
for shooting an arrow at you last night.
That was real.
I seem to remember you literally asked for it, though. I was pretty drunk, but I feel like I remember that.
Begging on hand and knee for it, from what I recall. But, irregardless.
Nana, you've been to Briarheart. When you shoot an arrow at someone, you apologize, whether they ask for it or not.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
that is
I
very
accept
true.
your apology,
is-
Finn. And I might ask you to do it again. I can't promise I won't, but you can apologize after. It'll be fine.
All right.
Excellent.
Fair enough. Roshan, are you all right?
Yeah, doing fine.
He should be fine. How many drinks did you have? Half of one? Maybe? Tops?
I had two.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I had his
At
share.
least.
It's fine.
He was just rather quiet last night.
Somebody
Usually
had
Roshan
them.
is
Didn't go to
quite
waste.
literally the life of the party, and I wanted to make sure he's all right.
Well, I
Nix will
can't
go
wait
over.
to see that.
Nix
Can't
will
wait to
whisper.
see the life of the party.
Oh no. Nix feels real bad. All of a sudden goes over to Roshan and whispers, I'm so sorry.
Aw.
There's
Aw.
nothing to be sorry about. Do you believe me that he's flirting yet?
Just gonna push him away.
And once
No.
again, if
He's
you all need time,
fine.
I understand. I would love to get out
Yeah.
today, personally.
How long have you been in town here?
Just a couple days, to check out the damage, see if it was something that we needed to intervene with. It doesn't seem so. It seems they were a bit snappy about fixing up their buildings, and it was only like 2 or 3. So not much for us to do or report.
We've been here once before, but we were in and out as well. We hadn't gotten time to acquaint ourselves with the place. Is there any place you know of that's good to shop? Any place that's got useful items? Might be useful to us on our travels.
The
I
most
think we're
use
good
you're
in the
going to
way of
get out of
rations and
yeah. Sadly, I think that's the only kind of thing you're going to be getting around here. Nothing too fancy.
Do you have your own transport? We've got a wagon, but I'm not sure it can hold all of us.
Oh no, we have a way to travel. We have horses.
Cool.
So we're ready
Excellent.
when
Nix,
you
are you
are.
going to do sober the things you said you were going to do drunk?
Which things?
Just like
You talked about visiting the tattooist.
He'll look over at Roshan.
You were planning a tattoo? What?
Maybe it was a thing.
Well, that sounds like a good bit of fun. I know that Saga and Gobion got some the last time we were in town.
She just keeps looking at Roshan, waiting to see if they say anything.
Roshan, I think, would just say, if you want it, you should do it.
I'm just trying to remember what she said exactly. I guess I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to get.
Well, usually they have
It's fine. I don't.
books or
It's okay. I don't need to get that then.
There's also an artist up in Jarlsbecker. Don't get me wrong, Pinprick is an amazing tattoo place. Small. But, if you're looking for simpler things, there are people up in the city. Just depends what you're looking for.
I'll just wait then. It's fine.
Fair enough.
Randall, do you want to go take a look at the horses? Randall's already up and going.
Good job,
Yeah.
Randall.
Makes sense. Yeah. Get it, Randall.
He's a horse guy.
Mm,
Horse guy and a ladies'
Like a
man, that's
centaur.
what we say.
Understandable.
More, not a
Yeah,
horse man, but
what
a
do you look
horse
like?
guy, which is just a guy who's like good with horses.
not a centaur.
And probably had like a painting of them on his wall when he was a child and like little figurines and stuff, is what we assume.
All the horse people I've ever met have been named Rachel.
Well, it is an R at the front of his name, so it's pretty close. Randall is the Rachel of men.
Makes sense.
Going
Makes
to eat.
sense.
And he just starts
Maybe.
putting bacon in his mouth.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Nana, you should talk to Randall, see if he can help things along with Thick Biscuit for you. You
Oh,
two have been
goodness.
making quite the bond lately, and seems like you need a little push over that last quarter mile or so.
Well, maybe, if there's perhaps something he can recommend. I don't know. Thick Biscuit is a sweet enough horse, although little bit simple. Maybe I'm not using the right kind of apple. Don't know. Yeah.
So did you all need to grab anything? Or are we heading out early? Look at us all spring and spry and what have
Yeah.
you. Appreciated,
kidding.
Keld.
I think I
Well.
have everything.
Happy to help.
Yeah. I think we've mostly everything, although, did we want to check in with, the butcher about the matter that he wanted to inquire into? Or leave a note, perhaps, in passing?
Oh.
You currently all have no update on
Yeah.
that. You could leave him a
No,
note that
exactly.
says
Is the thing. Is the thing. It's like no updates yet. It's like no news is good news? Question mark? I don't
mean, we could
know.
always
I
ask
don't know
him
what the.
if he's had word from her. If we need not trouble ourselves with it any further, then it's a side quest from before you joined the party.
Yeah.
Trying to figure that out.
We'll follow up with one or two things, and then I believe we should be all right to depart.
all right.
What do you all think?
I'm just gonna go wait and buy the card, I think.
Yeah, whatever personal business anyone's got, I've got nothing else in town. We're topped off on rations. We can find what we need along the road. I'd rather make way and keep our eyes open.
Yeah,
Alright.
I think we can check in with him and see if he's heard anything, or, I mean, worst case scenario, he can identify a piece of jewelry for us, or a filling.
It's her feeling.
Oh,
This is
God,
her
no.
necklace.
What is
Roshan.
Roshan? What if it
What if it's from someone in the community, Roshan?
Then
I
he
mean, if
gets
nothing else, we can-
closure.
If nothing else, we can let him know that southwards and back here that there's no sign of her. So that's a direction he shouldn't need to investigate into. It's not closure, but it's some sort of assurance that the scope is narrowing. Roshan,
And
you're
we'll
supposed to be the
continue.
one in touch with people's emotions and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of what's it called? Experience with people whose daughters have run away into a cult.
No, but you have an experience with loss, and that's should let you put yourself into that person's position, loss and worry, and about those that we love that are absent.
And I think we should go talk to him.
All right.
I didn't mean for that to sound like a scolding. I just usually look to you for guidance on issues like this.
For brevity, I would just love to know what you go and tell this man. I don't need to play out the sad butcher.
No. I think Roshan would ask if he's heard anything, and then if she left with anything recognizable, a piece of jewelry or.
He says he hasn't heard of anything, and also that she does have her mother's necklace.
Is it a gold necklace? A simple gold necklace?
It's a silver necklace. It has a little
Right.
locket on the end.
I think Roshan would also give him the details because he thinks this man is kind of a cornerstone of the community, and if anything can turn the people against Bosch, it's that. And he'll say, about a day's ride south, we were ambushed by a group wearing their hoods, and they all wore a small vial around their necks, and when the guard was through with them, not when they were all dead even, he thrust his hands together and they all came with it into a singular mass of dissolving people in bodies. And if you hear of anyone thinking about joining in, I would hope that you could share your distaste. But we're still looking for your daughter.
I'd love you to roll charisma for me with advantage.
2 11s. So just charisma is a 16.
Okay. There is like a nod of acknowledgement and accepts the things that you were saying, but leaves it kind of up in the air. It is a lot to take in for the average person as is. So he seems upset and bothered and says that he will. Yes?
Do we know in character Bradley's name?
Yeah, they said it multiple times.
Bradley's name
Yeah,
was
it was
said out loud.
mentioned out loud.
Okay. Fen would just add, for alacrity's sake, that there was a survivor who left before the scuffle. Looked to be a farmer or some simple folk named Bradley. And if he wants more information about names that might have been among those cultists, that's the man to seek out. And he was going to give the rough stick figure sketches. Fen's not an artist and not a map maker, not a cartographer, but he's going to give the maps that he made of the area and where to find it.
All right. Brock the Butcher takes all information given to him, seems upset but grateful to some extent. And your information has been passed along, and maybe he will do something with it. To the cart.
And I believe we go on to the cart
We
now.
out.
On.
Let's go.
Yeah. You all get to the cart, and you can see Russ and friends each have their own beautiful horse that they are riding. Each
course.
individual horse. Randall is like leaned forward on his horse, his legs a million miles from the ground, and is just like whispering to the horse and like brushing its hair, and just this horse seems loved. This horse
Nana is taking
is
notes.
seems happy to be here. The other horses look like they're at work, and this horse looks like it's just having the time of its life.
Nana is taking copious notes.
All right, we're going. You ready?
Yep, in a second. Damn it. All right.
Is it a weasel? What do we got?
We have a.
You were rolling.
I'm loading the thing right now. It is a badger. A giant badger. A giant badger.
Oh, lovely.
Badger.
Wonderful.
Badger.
You sit on the cart.
Still medium, so not big enough for Fen to ride, but
But just a large badger either way.
yeah.
A big
Well,
boy.
that's fun. We usually don't do too much in the magic department as you guys begin to set off.
Nix is immediately talking to the badger, just asking how Rufio is, you
Yeah,
know, see what his
naturally.
new accent is like.
Yeah.
Do you get the same?
See how it
accent?
compares with Thick Biscuit.
Guys, no.
How does Thick Biscuit feel about
no.
badgers?
Thick Biscuit hates any time a giant animal appears from nowhere. I don't think Thick Biscuit enjoys that, and you
That's
can see
fair.
that most of these other horses
That-
also don't enjoy that, but get over it.
That's fair.
As they seem to
Yeah.
be well
I'll
trained.
apologize to them all
Yeah.
for Fen.
So
This is
sorry, so
Rufio.
sorry.
He has no
It's-
control
it's
over
not
this.
his fault. He's gonna look different every time he shows up. Just so you know in advance.
As you guys are going, you begin to start like the pace that you normally do, and like Russ kind of like rides up a bit, and he's like, "I hate to ask, but do you mind going at a slower pace? It's easier for us to keep eyes and ears out." Not asking for
Sure.
too much slower, but
Certainly.
We don't.
Methods.
We usually don't bulldoze down the street, which you know. I mean, no judgment.
As Rufio is plodding along on his tiny little badger legs, like,
Aw.
like
Slowly falling
Yeah.
down. He has to sit in the cart. He's
Oh,
so
buddy.
small.
Oh,
His legs are so tiny.
Little wuddly legs. A slower pace shouldn't give us any trouble, I don't think. We're just unaccustomed to traveling together with other parties. Been a while.
Appreciate it. And he gives like a whistle and going at a faster pace, Gleb heads way out ahead. Starts going like a good bit ahead.
So he's Force Scout.
Yeah, Gleb's pretty good at taking a look around and seeing what's going on. Also
I
has
believe
sticky fingers, but you know, everybody has their flaws.
Yeah, we can relate to that.
Hmm.
Oh, Colby.
So I know you were heading to the capital. What were you just heading there to see if you could get into this party, or what are we doing? And he's just like riding like this horse like alongside the cart.
Kind of.
We're honestly headed more towards the library. There's a couple of subjects we were hoping to look into that we really don't have books for much at home, so, you know.
I've been outside the library. I've escorted people to the library before, so I suppose if that comes up, I could show you the way. It's a little off the beaten path, but you know, it's a big-ass library, and it's not that hard to find, I'm gonna be honest.
I actually
We needed to make a pit stop in the town anyway.
did have a question, not about who your employer is, but about the kind of work that they do. You mentioned
I'll do my
maintenance and
best.
building. Do they know that Garderholm and Noaten were directly attacked by the guard, or as we prefer to call him by his given name, Bosch?
Interesting. If I wasn't riding on a horse, I'd write some notes, but I'm sure between the group of us, somebody can remember that. Boss has brought up this guard a couple times, never usually in a savory light. So I'm happy to tell him that this is no friend.
Perhaps.
seems like it might be good for. Oh, I'm sorry, Rotron, go ahead.
I was just going to say that perhaps around the fire tonight, before we get too deep in our cups, we could share our experiences with him, because they have been anything but polite. And in fact, one of the things we were hoping to do at this party was to share or find resources that could help us put him out of his misery.
So I'm going to be, now that I am stone sober and I'm going to have a sore ass for a whole week, you're going to get Russ in his purest form, which is agitated. He's been on a horse for a week. But
Yeah.
I think what you're doing, noble mission, you know. Shitty people need to be dealt with. Depends, you know. What counts as shitty, but I'm going to just leave that to you on that one. But at this party, there are going to be a lot of shitty people. And a lot of people who benefit from death and the destruction of property and what have you. So, do I think this is doable? I think so. But there are a lot of people in there who are going to look at you like you're stupid for asking.
And do you know which are which?
So that's just a heads up. You know, I've never asked any of them for help with cults before, so I can do my best while I'm in there to try and scan, but...
Do you know which are good for their word, and which are duplicitous, and which...
Okay, so I'm going to say, ugh, on that one, but how about at the party, you can point someone out, I will do my best, and we can go from there, but, not all good, but there are people who like to put stakes in things. There are people who like to be part of change, and balance, and money. So if you can talk any of that up, you probably have someone. and I will attempt as best as I can to give a nudge where I can.
Certainly appreciated, and glad to have friends like you along.
Of course. Also, if you're going to this party, like literally, look, you have so much money now, and looks at Nyx. You're going to have to drop coin on outfits, like a shit ton of coin, or nobody will talk to you. You have to look like you belong. Um, my first time was rough. Yes, Nana.
Nana wants to try and like maybe sort of low key attempt to change the disguise armor into like something that she remembers being close to like the elven gown that she saw on Ink's cart.
See, now
Um,
that's very
and
nice.
kind of try to be like yes, no.
So the thing is, that would be like the simple end of things, which is crazy to say because that's
Oh,
like, look at it, it's
fuck.
got stitching or something. Seems to have no idea what he's talking about at all,
Something.
but at least knows that he's like, the thing is, like, people there, sometimes they imbue magic into their apparel, or it's like their whole outfit shines brightly under the moonlight. Like, it just kind of depends.
Oh,
This is where
fuck.
people go to show off that they have money for days and power and magic.
Ah.
And it's actually,
They can afford to spend
Yes.
on pieces of clothing that just do things
But are they
that
the-
look
and the
nice.
thing
Are they
is,
the
you,
sort
you
of-
can get away with normal shit, but
Are they the sort of people that could see through something like that and know that it's not real?
if you were going to wear an illusioned outfit, which some people do, you better have something nice also on under it. Or like, they love a good theme.
Alright.
Like, if you have like a theme, they love that kind of shit.
What if we
I
look
just
good
dress
enough
nice.
without anything on under it?
You know, it might work. Maybe like a little body paint or something, just something to spice it up a little bit. But besides that, you could give it a go. I'm sure somebody at that party would be interested.
Pasties and fishnets for the whole team.
Because it's canon.
We've got
everyone,
our theme, everybody!
everyone
Rocky
is,
Horror Picture Show!
Everyone is hot. It's canon already. So
It's canon. Everyone's hot.
We just have to do the time warp again and it'll be
You
fine.
guys are
Just
welcome
the
to wear
time
what you
warp.
want. But the
just a
thing is,
jump
the
jump off.
nicer your outfit looks, the more eyes on you, and the more people thinking that you have money, status, power. That's the whole deal.
Right.
So if you look like you have money,
okay.
status, power, then they'll be interested.
Well, what about
Good.
What about looking like we represent someone with money, status, power? Is that another alternative way in? Is that
Would want to make sure that that person knows or won't be there. Or you're going to
What
find
about-
yourself
They'll
in a
vouch
duel.
for you or won't kick you out.
Yes.
well? What if every other one of us looks phenomenal, and the others look like they are capable, and representing the ones that look phenomenal?
As long as they look vaguely phenomenal, it should be fine. Like, I don't wear anything crazy. For me, it's crazy, but I just dress very nice and, represent my colors and what have you. And I wear mostly my armor because usually I have to put the rest of it on and show someone the business. Maybe I won't have to this year. I don't know.
We can
Like, I'm
only
sure
hope,
my boss could
I
handle
guess,
themselves,
unless you
but
want
like,
the fight.
I'm gonna be honest, I do love it. I love a duel. I'm not going to lie, I love it.
You struck me as the type.
Usually I try to talk them out of if they come in saying like to the death, I'm like, I'll do that. But I'd be
to
willing
the pain?
well, usually nah. Challenge me to a duel and you'll find out.
Got to keep some mystery, I guess.
I
Things
have
I
a
could do for a new
calling
set of
card.
armor. This stuff that replaced the one that Saga made is not living up to its. The stuff Saga made was much nicer than this. So
Jarl's
if there's an
Becker has a
opportunity-
shit ton of stuff because this is how they make their money. These parties,
Of course.
small business, well, they used to be small businesses. Bigger businesses, boom. Because people are out there getting
Yeah.
new outfits and masks. All right, you also have to wear a mask. You can take it off like during, but you have to come in with a mask on.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, everybody knows who everyone is, but you have to come in with a mask. You can take it off if you want to, but a lot of people keep them on. But a lot of people like buy clothes there or get them enchanted. There's also, everyone thinks this is very fun. There's a person who paints nails there, makes beautiful art on the hands. So
Ooh,
it's just, sometimes you just need,
oh, nice.
if you're going to have a simple outfit, maybe you want extravagant hands, you know? So just, a statement.
Makes sense.
So it just kind of depends on what you're doing. I'm going to wear a nice outfit and, hope for the best. Also, weapons are iffy. They have a holding area. So they usually don't let you bring in ranged, but you can bring ranged and put them in like the area to be held. And you can have one weapon on your person, and it needs to look decorative, or they'll think you're there to stab someone, which, some people are, but it should be nice. A nice weapon for stabbing.
Well,
Seems sort of discriminatory. Some of us prefer ranged weapons.
The thing is, with archery, like, when you have a sword, you gotta run over and stab somebody. But with a bow, you can be across the room and kill them, and everyone's like, oh, that's worse. And you know what? Yeah, I can understand.
What about in the case of duels? Are any of the duels at range, or?
You are allowed to use. The thing is, you are able to use a ranged weapon in a duel, but the dueling area is usually a particular size. So you only can get so much distance, but you can always request the larger field, but somebody will eventually get to you, more than likely. But you can always ask for the larger one.
Understood. Just wanting to know what we're walking into is all.
Of course, I'm going to also explain this the best way I can. Never having been to one of these parties before, there are things you might find that bother you. Some of the artistic choices. You need to pretend like that shit does not bother you. You don't need to look at something in disgust or horror or fear, and you just need to accept what it is. And it is, it's rich people doing rich people shit, what can I say? And it's poor people getting paid, so they'll do whatever.
Masks make it easier to do that, I suppose.
Usually a lot of the art is human-based, people pretending to be art. So that's just a heads up from me.
Interesting. Okay.
Library and this party, very different things, I would have to say.
Very different things I'm discovering the more I find out.
If, Nix, are you into that sort of thing? You're going to the library, read a book?
I it's more of a necessity than a want.
What do you need? And, like, horse goes around to your side of the cart?
Oh boy!
It's more of a, it's just a thing, I'm
Just a
just
thing.
doing research. I'm probably not even going to read the book because, I don't think they want them ruined. So I'll mostly be supervising which books are taken out.
And he, like, looks at you for a moment. All right. And he does not pry. He does not pry past that.
There's too many people around to talk about that. Come on, Russ.
No.
That's true.
No. He's like, now he knows. He's like, oh, okay. Never mind. I'll wait. And you hear just like a whistle from the distance. All right, we're good so far. No issues. Gleb is living his best life, not hanging out with us. It's fine. Gleb is, he's not our newest. Randall's our newest. But Randall's been here for about like 6 months. Yeah, probably somewhere around 6 months. And it's just like, looks so majestic riding this horse. Like, this is where he's meant to be. Just like everybody else kind of bouncing. And he's just like, it's as if just like slow motion galloping through
Nana
the
wants
fields.
to find a moment. Nana wants to find a moment where she can engage this glorious horse boy in
Yeah.
discussion
Horse
about
guy.
like what she's missing with regards to connecting with Thick Biscuit.
Yeah, you could catch him when
Like-
you guys make camp, because he won't be actively riding a horse. You can catch him then.
Ask him
They'll
to
probably
ride double.
camp near you.
There you go.
May I also ride the horse?
Can I make a mental note of what the all clear whistle sounds like, just so I can be on the listen for something that either sounds like that or sounds different?
Yeah, you have a good idea of
Okay.
what it sounds like.
Right.
They all continue forward as you all push through. Is there anything you guys wanted to do during your ride? During the day?
I'm gonna break out the bicycle. I'm gonna go catch up to.
Oh,
Glib.
Right.
wow.
I'm gonna catch up to what's his name with the wandering eye, and just say
Gleb?
hi and then come back.
And we get to discuss
Yeah,
rules.
Yeah,
you
Gleb,
laugh,
yeah.
and he's just like, and he just kind of like looks at you, and he's like, and he kind of like raises a hand, and then you turn and go back.
Hey, it's new. Trying it out.
And
Good
it's-
cardio.
Oh my god.
Anybody else working or doing or speaking during the day?
Puzzle box is staying put away until we can trust them.
Good.
They seemed
They
too
can't.
interested
They
last
can't
night.
know about my puzzle box. Well, you guys were just talking.
No.
The
Yeah.
thing is, Jillian didn't hear what you guys were just. Just like, what about a puzzle box? And you guys are no.
Not for you.
Secrets.
It's mine. And I'm like, okay.
My precious.
You're right. You're right.
Keld wanted to ask about the party while they were talking about it. He wanted
Yeah.
to ask, do people do a lot of talking there? Or is this more showing off?
Well, there are some people that just sort of find a spot, and I mean this in all seriousness. This isn't like a bullshitting or like they find a spot, and they stay in that spot. And if they are approached, they are approached, and if they are not, they are not. Normally, the people who have that kind of energy are approached, but usually there is a good fair bit of talking, a bit of dealing and wheeling and what have you. People forming tiny alliances, or sometimes planning on maybe who shouldn't be at the party next year, and maybe bringing them down a peg in a duel, or bringing them down a peg in gossip. The fucking gossip. It's unending. It's really not my thing, but once again, I'm there for work. It's a work thing. But a lot of talking. I'm sure you'll be fine.
I have to say that sounds miserable.
It's certainly not my strong suit, but you know.
Certainly not a Roshan Toldrick party. That's those are the ones we're accustomed to, and well, all right, we'll do our
Oh.
best.
It is incredibly different from last night. It is. The energy is insufferable, but once again, the
Ooh.
food is honestly really, really good, and like that's what I sort of
Oh.
focus in on is the
Yeah.
eating and then the fighting. So I'm pretty covered.
Fenn's just gonna give like a gesture towards Keld, like, and like a shrug to everybody else in the party that knows that Keld is like an awesome cook. Like, just without saying it, just like, do we have to go? Like,
It's like we
Like, that's the
already
one
have really
selling part.
good food.
Guys, do we have to go to the party?
You have to go.
Nick's already thinking about her outfit. So how do I impress these sons
How
of
do
bitches?
where do I get fancy clothes? I've only worn
Yeah.
them once.
Keld's like, I
Mm.
don't know where to start.
Oh no.
Don't worry. When we get to town, I'm sure I can point you in directions. I will have to check in with the up tops, but I can at least get you started.
I hope so, since you're the way we're getting in.
I'm sure we can find a way for your friends to get either way. You're my plus one. Speaking of such, have you ever been? No, I don't. I can no. At these parties, they dance a pretty stupid sort of way, and I actually had to take like a lesson to know how to dance this stupid way. And while we're at camp, I could show you.
Well, if we're going to fit
that
in,
makes sense.
honestly,
I definitely don't know it. So
Yeah. His focus
we don't
is
want to look
fully
like
on
we've never
Nyx.
been there before.
He's like, and eyes just on Nyx. Like,
Uh-huh. Yeah,
could
Nana's
definitely teach
following
you.
this. She's like,
I could show you, give you a few updates on what you do, and we'll blend in perfect, and nobody will bother
are
us.
we gonna like watch you and one of your friends dancing, and we have to learn from that? Like, how's that?
Oh,
Can
no,
I
no.
incite these two bozos?
Yeah, you're welcome to roll insight.
Yeah.
As you do that, he's like,
vibe
oh
check,
no,
vibe check,
don't.
vibe check.
I'm
That's a
the
nat
only one who
20.
goes. There you go.
Oh my god, there he is! He finally put 2 and 2 together. Good job, big bro.
Finally.
Nyx, what does he get on a nat 20?
She has no idea.
Yeah.
None. Even though Roshan tried to tell her twice.
And Nana!
Yeah, not. She needs to be sat
This
down.
die.
I feel like Keld has more of an idea now.
Mm-hmm.
Just like,
You don't know why. This man seems enamored. Nyx draws his attention and holds his attention. The reasoning could be up in the air. But you can see it clear as day. Through a
Methinks
sober
the reason
eye.
is Big Blue Lady.
I
He's
mean,
just like, look at him.
She's hot.
I already forgot what I was saying. It was something important and then I forgot it. Oh, right.
Oh, no.
Oh, I remembered. They don't go.
Mm.
Only I go. They don't go to the party.
Oh, so they don't know how
They're
to do
my-
the dance. Okay, well,
No.
that's fine.
They're just the group that I acquired to go on the missions that I go on. I've had many a group. This one,
so they're just
lasting
along for
pretty
the
long.
ride.
they're along for the ride. They make sure the roads stay safe. They help me if we ever get into like a little tussle. They are here because I was allowed to pick out my own groups because I suppose that's in the job description. I used to a few times picked out spellcasters, and I don't do that anymore. I
That
try
seems
to
kinda
stick.
rude. Like, that's what I do. So
Listen, no, hey. This is the best way I can describe when I have worked with spellcasters interested in working with me.
mm-hmm.
It's a curiosity kill the cat sort of thing 99% of the time. We encounter something of vague interest, they're going to go touch it and it explodes, or they're going to get us all killed. I watched one get eaten by a plant once because he's like, no, I understand what this plant is, and he goes and gets eaten, and I'm like, well, shit, what am I supposed to do? I'm not going in there to get you. Like, it's always spellcasters, like, listen, we get stupid and drunk, but we're not going to go touch the spooky flower. You know, that's just what I've noticed with the people that I now hire.
It's
You
not
know,
that good if they can't get themselves back out of the plant.
Honestly, maybe I am hiring too shitty of spellcasters, and will consider raising my standards.
in
That's all I
fairness,
ask
Nyx
for.
is probably going to be the single hardest spellcaster to actually kill ever. As far as I've seen, she's damn near impregnable when she wants to be.
I mean, I could probably figure something out about impregnable, I'm sure. But...
I mean,
That means you don't even have
probably
to wear a
could.
sheepskin.
All right.
Mm.
Yeah, Russ gets inspiration for that.
Uh-huh.
That was a
Hey,
line.
Russ gets inspiration!
Russ
Good
gets
job, Russ.
inspiration!
Yay! Inspiration for
Yeah,
Russ!
honestly, I feel like we can all say that.
And he sort of
Doesn't like
chuckles
it.
and Kel takes his inspiration away. Inspiration gone.
No! Boo!
Hi, Mom.
Counterspell.
No. Uno
Just squints
reverse,
her
and then
eyes.
Russ is like, wait.
Nick
No.
just thinks he wants to fight again with that statement.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Like, if you said you wanted to duel, so we can duel.
Look, we're gonna duel.
I mean, if you are ever interested in dueling, you just have to come casually ask and set the boundaries. And then I will reset them because I will not trust your boundaries.
I mean,
Doesn't really make sense for me to set them at all then, but whatever.
Sometimes, see, the thing is, it's all about, at the party at least, it's all about leverage. If you show up
Gonna
and you're
duel
like,
at the party.
well, that's no fun. I hope to duel at the party. I don't want to duel
Well,
you at the
not
party.
me. You can duel. I'll
I
watch.
should hope so. Well, I hope you'll at least cheer me on a little bit. Just a
We
little.
could probably have a few trial duels before we get there anyway.
And I could give you a little demonstration of the show. I recall doing a demonstration, but that's just, the little stuff.
Right.
We got plenty of time.
Well, I'm gonna take a lap.
Mm-hmm.
Falls back a bit.
Once he's out of
That
earshot,
really
Nana's
weird.
gonna lean over to Nyx and be like, "If you're stringing him along, it's really very cruel."
I really don't. I don't get it.
You don't get that he's head over heels for you?
That's not what I'm seeing at all. But
Oh, Nyx. Ro, back me up here.
Just surprise him with a kiss and then decide from there how it feels.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think he would like it, and I also think you would like it.
Mm-hmm.
you know what? She's just very flustered and is gonna turn into a bird and go ahead.
He'll shout after the bird, "I dare you," like triple dog.
Nyx has now been dared to kiss
Yep.
this man at some point, and she
Triple
flies
dog
away as a
dared.
bird.
Flustered about it. Yeah.
Triple dog dared.
This flustered bird. Fen, was there something you were trying to get in?
I just cinematically, I just imagined he said he was going to take a lap. So, like,
Yeah.
he has left the cart and he's talking to Fen, who's on the bicycle. And at the moment that Nana says that he's head over heels for her, I imagine him trying out the bicycle for the first time, and you just in the background see him just tumble over. Like, you just see his legs go up in the air, like, just like Naked Gun style, like, like just slapstick 80s comedy. Like,
Who's on this bike?
Anime style.
Russ.
Russ being on the bike.
I'm
Just in
going to
concert.
I'm
Head
allowing
over
him
heels.
to roll.
That's valid. That's
Even though
valid.
it is beautiful imagery, I
That's
will let
true.
him get on the bike though. As he is kind of distant from the conversation. He's like,
Mhm.
I never say no to a weird experience. He's gonna.
That's what she said.
Okay. There's, of
So-
course, like, during this conversation, there is the him trying to get the bike to work, wobbling, as Fen is just like, you gotta just go. You gotta just start pedaling and go.
It doesn't work if you hesitate. Just go.
But eventually, Russ does seem to get, like, a little bit of a thing going. He's like, this seems worse than the horses. Like, it's, like, up my ass, and, like, I
it
have to
completely
move my
sucks.
legs.
This
sucks.
It sucks. It's not
Not a
good.
fan.
But it's fun.
Also, you don't have to feed it.
He's gonna try and do a wheelie.
Amazing.
It's a very small wheelie, and he's just like, oh, shit.
Ooh.
He's just pedaling along.
So cute. That's great.
Thank you for this beautiful experience, Fen. I learn something every day with you.
We've only known each other for 2 days.
And I have
He's
learned
learned something new with both
He's
of
gonna
them.
start expecting things.
on the third day, we'll see if I continue thinking that. But I feel pretty good about it. And
All right.
he'll give you the bike back. His horse awkwardly, like, following, like, wow, okay. Wow.
Weird.
All right. All of you continue to push forward. There's currently a bird kind of flustered flying around. Eventually, you all go to a place and set up camp, and you see that they start setting up camp like maybe you would have once upon a time.
Once upon a time.
They have tents and are setting up a solid
Wow.
fire to last through the night. Like, they are fully setting up.
Yeah.
You see that Gleb and Dagfin both kind of, when they get to the space, go opposite directions and start scouting as they make their way kind of through this off-road space, and they start looking around. All right. I see you don't have any tents.
Mm,
Well, we still
As
have
it turns
tents. We
out.
just don't use them. Fenn's gonna
Sure doesn't
enthusiastically
very-
help them start setting up tents, but
Yeah.
Finally. I just want to
Yeah.
set up a tent again.
Yeah.
I appreciate the
What
help.
I'm
Thank
good
you,
at
Fen.
doing.
So Fen's helping out.
Yeah.
They're starting a fire.
Mhm.
Anything while you guys are at camp?
Nana is talking with. It's Roland, right? The horse boy.
It is Randall.
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 So sorry. Names are just no good for me brain. Too smooth.
They're hard.
Nana's talking with Randall about horses and what she can do to better connect with Thick Biscuit. She's doing her best. She explains about the apples and whatever, and she's just trying to narrow down what the missing key is.
Let me take a look. And he kind of
Yeah.
there is sort of a because they called him a horse guy and a ladies man. There is definitely that sort of like kind of like a suave put up energy to him as
Yeah,
he
yeah,
walks
yeah.
by your like hip level.
Sure.
And he like looks up at the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your hand.
All right.
And he reaches up like a child reaching for their mother's hand.
Okay. Nana gives him her hand.
And he takes your hand and he kind of places it on the nose of the horse.
Okay.
And he looks at you, and he looks at the horse. And he looks at you, and he takes something out of his pocket, and you see that it is sugar cubes. And
That's cute.
just sort of
Classic.
That's funny.
like begins to just like slowly put sugar cubes into this horse's mouth, and make sure the horse is kind of like focused in on you.
Yeah.
Just talk to it like you got to kind of talk to it like a lover, honestly. Just like the energy of
Oh.
that comfort, you
Okay.
know,
Right.
that
right.
you're there to make it comfortable, right?
Absolutely. You got to make sure that they feel safe.
Right. And then once they feel safe, and this is a big horse you have here. This is a horse for battle if you were so inclined. That's usually that's what I do. I ride a horse into battle,
Yeah.
occasionally, and just kind of just is like looking up at you and
Yeah,
casually
yeah, yeah.
chatting and kind
Mhm.
of like walking you through interaction with this horse.
Yeah.
And no roll necessary because it is the 7th day. You are officially bonded with this horse. And as
Wow.
that happens, Jenny lands on your shoulder, now recognizing and will go to you without food as incentive as you both accomplish your dreams and goals.
Wow.
Jenny fully like pecks you on the face and then flies away.
Ow!
But
Thank you, Jenny.
Probably steals a sugar cube.
Yeah.
just flying away with a sugar cube doing his best, and then goes back over to Fen and like gets comfortable and just like is pecking at all this sugar. But the
Jenny's
group,
about to get lit.
Jenny's having the time of her life.
Jenny's about to get diabetes.
Yeah, Jenny's been with us for a long time, and you know,
Oh no!
she'll go doing what she loves, which is eating.
Yeah.
Good for her. And as everybody's getting their stuff together, Nyx, I'm assuming you eventually join back in, or are
Oh,
you just
yeah.
a bird in a tree for the rest of the time?
No, she has to wait for Roshan to see if he wants to go fly for an hour.
Ah. Bird time.
Roshan, you going
Yes,
flying?
we normally do.
Bird time?
He will go join in bird time.
Bird time!
You know,
Jenny, go with them. You need to burn off some of those calories.
Jenny refuses.
That's
She takes like a lap and then sits on a
As
bench.
is her wont.
yeah. That sounds like work.
Oh, I'd rather be dead, and now a possibility. But in D&D horror stories, my DM killed my bird with diabetes.
Little
God.
bird pancreas just smoldering.
Nyx and Roshan take off to the air for a while to be birds and only think about bird things. But sadly, Nyx has her whole
Decompress.
brain and thinks about everything. But
Oh,
Roshan,
no.
bird brain.
Bird brain time.
As you fly around for a good bit and eventually kind of return to the group, Roshan, go ahead and take a sobriety dice. That is a week
Hell
of
yeah.
working on yourself.
Good
Um,
job, buddy.
Here
And,
we were trying to peer pressure.
How dare we? Honestly, for shame. For
Look at this guy
shame.
working on himself.
Yeah. Good for him.
You guys come over and there's like Keld, I'm assuming like there's some cooking happening and they like bring you over and excited to have you by the fire and there's talking to animals and there's
Excited to
flying
be
and there's
here.
work. And Russ sort of comes up to Nyx. All right, I know I've been a little shit. That's what happens when I ride the horse. But would you like to get started on at least getting a couple steps in? Just to get the dance going.
Well, we've only got a week, so that's probably a good idea. Yeah.
Alright.
I would like to say one thing to Nyx
Uh-huh.
as we
Oh,
land.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You can see Russ is like focused in on y'all and will be approaching, but you got some time.
Got a solid
Roshan
week.
only needs a second. He's going to give Nyx a nice hug and say in her ear, I won't forgive you about last night until you at least try to kiss him. And then just walk in the opposite direction
Can't
as him.
do that.
Taste
I
your own
can't-
medicine.
I can and I did.
And after that, you agree to start learning this dance, which is leaning towards a waltz of sorts. So he's like, all right, so hands here, hands there, and is like, all right,
Okay.
going in sort of like a teacher mode. He's like, yeah, it's all about being close but distant, right? Gotta leave enough room for Odin and what have you.
Sure.
And
As
begins
if
to
Odin
like
cared.
begins to like talk to you and is like, could somebody, just, and he does like a strumming motion.
Yeah.
So I can
Some
like
sort
get
would
a
make
beat.
this a little easier, maybe.
Yeah, because it's a little awkward because we're just kind of guessing.
Anybody
Roshan
got a beat?
Fen,
will,
okay, yeah, good.
Group
Roshan
band.
will kind of sigh and join in with some strumming.
Yeah. Nana will join in with her panpipes.
I didn't know you brought a full band along with you.
Neither did I.
We moonlight.
And he begins to teach you these very, at the beginning, not the most basic of steps, but it's all in the feet and you have to walk this way. And then kind of once you get into the rhythm, like nobody's staring at your feet. Well, there's this one asshole there who will stare at your feet and then will talk shit. But like, I'll duel him if I have to,
I mean, I
Yeah.
could blind him.
Hell yeah.
I think we can talk about that.
So Fen has in the background fired up the alchemy jug, and he's starting to distribute beers to people around the campfire. But at the mention of I'll blind him, Fen flinches, like
Buddy.
probably spills some of the beer.
Oh, buddy.
Now, I'm sure most of you see that besides Nyx and Russ, who are kind of more, who are learning in this moment, as they kind of go back and forth, and he's like, all right, and sometimes you can do like a fancy thing, like a spin, and he like takes your hand and he like kind of like
no.
spins you under. You do shit like that, or you can do like this, and he does like a little bit of a dip. Some people like go all the way down, and it's like, this is a pain in the ass. But most of the time, you just move with each other, I guess.
Okay. It doesn't seem that bad. Just staring
You're
at her
doing
feet the whole
fine.
time.
You're doing just fine, Nyx.
Russ has been slowly like meandering them like a little further from the group, just a little bit. Just started meandering them, just a little bit, as they kind of just going to have to look up eventually. You're not going to hurt me. Got metal on these
more
shoes.
myself.
I'm not going to step on you. You're not going to get hurt. Eyes up, confidence.
Okay. Okay. she'll try.
All right. Go ahead, because you have somebody who is knowledgeable. You can go ahead and give me dexterity with advantage, just to see how your first night's going.
Okay,
Go for
probably. You know, I don't have that much faith in her, but we'll see.
We'll find out.
I should have had a lot more faith in her. That's a dirty 20.
Hell yeah!
There you go.
Atta girl.
Glad we are
Nyx?
burning all of our great dice rolls in all of these non-critical things
Yeah.
that we're
That's
doing
what-
today.
It matters.
This definitely is more important.
It's yeah.
It's
Nyx,
important.
you feel like you're getting the hang of it. You definitely have like the steps down. Occasionally you like misstep and you're like, well shit, and you gotta like recorrect yourself.
Hold on.
But you know what's going on, and he's leading, and he looks like down at you. He's like, and you stare at each other, you look like this, and you spin around, and as he's talking, and he kind of just like smiles and laughs and just kind of talks shit in between teaching.
Mhm.
And he smiles down at you, and then immediately kind of gets quiet and looks up, and for a moment continues trying to dance this very slow sway that you've gotten to, and but is keeping eyes up. You're welcome to roll insight. And they might even give you advantage because you are so close to him that the things you would notice.
That's a lot better. It's a 25.
He gets quiet and sort of like looks up and away, and you look up at him. There's kind of a thinning to the lips, and his eyes are misty, and he is just looking up and away, trying to kind of hide that.
Just gonna kind of move, She's more in his face. What's wrong?
Oh shit. He smiles a bit, and then is keeping his head like fully up, like is keeping his head up.
Just gonna stop moving. Uh-huh. No.
He stops as well. He looks down at you, avoiding like direct eye contact, but now you can see that like his eye. No tears have run down, but his eyes are wet. Oh, just sometimes I get up in my head, That's all. Sometimes you think about stuff you haven't really thought about in a minute.
Yeah, I get that. Do you want to tell someone? No one else is here to hear. I'd be happy to listen.
And he kind of like looks back over at sort of the definitely comparatively lower energy but still fun that the two groups together make. And he kind of glances at them and then back to you. Do you feel like telling me your problems?
I mean, a lot of people already know at this point, so it's not much of
Well,
a
that makes
secret
me feel
anymore.
very special. Kind of
Well,
smiles.
she'll look over. It's two of them. Only two of that of the five.
You're welcome to keep it to yourself if you want.
Man, I guess it's fine. There's not really a way to solve it at this point, so sure, why not? You can know. Just like move her shoulder a little bit. I might be dying. Uh,
Huh.
Yikes.
with no cure in sight. So,
That makes my thing feel a little stupid.
Oh no.
But I'm sorry.
thanks.
Not that this means shit, but I'm known as a doer. So I'm glad I know.
You're welcome to come read books at a library.
That sounds boring as shit. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think I'm going to be doing that.
Okay. Well, if you have another idea.
I have some people I could ask.
Okay. What's your thing?
I was hoping you had forgotten.
It's really hard to forget when that's the whole first reason I
No,
checked
I don't. Nix, I'd love you to roll persuasion. I will give you advantage because you have shared this information with him.
Come on. Come on.
Okay, she's really bad at it. It's a 14.
Okay.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
How about we do one sorrow per night?
That seems pretty unfair.
Hmm.
I think it sounds perfectly fair.
I'm gonna hold you to
I
it.
promise. Hold me as you please.
Mhm.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
I'll back off. And he kind of smiles. Besides, that food smells amazing, Keld! And he kind of turns and makes his way back over to the group. Keld, I expect you to spoon feed me as I arrive. And he just walks like open mouth towards the group. Ah! Food!
I can certainly try.
Hey,
Just like those hibachi steakhouse chefs. Japwing!
Oh, God.
The party
Swallow that.
has food and drink, and Nyx kind of gets to see it from this encompassing view. And that is where we are going to stop for the night. The first night on the road with your new friends. And a promise to tell a secret on the next.
Whoa.
Thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it. We love telling you guys this story, especially with our fun new friends. Here at the Dice Cult, if you head over to youtube.com/the Dice Cult, you can watch all past episodes of On the Backs of Gods, all of our other D&D content, one-shots, Vampire the Masquerade, whatever you so inclined. If you like watching me and Katie flirt with each other,
Hell
You have a
yeah,
whole
we
season
do!
if that's your interest, you can head over and watch Vampire. If you'd like to keep up with us, we are at Backs of Gods on Instagram and Twitter. If you'd like to keep up with all of us, we are at The Dice Cult on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you again. I'll probably post a picture of Russ or something. Thank you again. We appreciate it. We love telling you guys a story. We will be here same time, same place, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will see you guys next time. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thanks for joining us, cultists.